Alrighty, well, I guess we will hop into it if you guys are ready. Last we left
Yeah.
off, you guys were still trying to get to Druvenlode, the hometown of Cordoue, presumably to speak with her father, who she really felt the need to speak to. She needed to speak to him as soon as possible. Seemingly immediately after you had all finished your little quest in Iselcross and saved Palebank Village, something had changed. Um, this was her panic kind of rise a little bit more when she realized that the war may very well be on her father's doorstep. So she has no sort of perspective or of what might be going on there at all. She's just kind of everything's kind of up in the air. But regardless, you all ended up in Shady Creek Run looking for a way to get through the sort of war-torn land that is beyond it within the Empire. It is where the majority of the war is taking place, pretty much around the capital of the Empire, Rexentrum. Um, so you guys decided to kind of weigh your options. You ended up working for the Turbanes. Your first order of business was to convince the Grey Trader Union to agree to give over 40% of their profits to the Turbanes, and in exchange, later at a later date, the Turbanes would offer them some new stock. You did so, and the final sort of task that the Turbanes had for you was to break into a sort of warehouse that was owned by the Utalots, and you all quickly did that. You found through Calda's contacts. You guys quickly found the time when it would be a good time to go, when it would be a good time to break in, when they were when the place was least guarded, and that maybe they were in like a rotation. A little bit of a scuffle happened, but you managed to take out the person and his pet boar that were guarding it, and you all headed downstairs, which you quickly looted the sort of vault, forcing your way in. Jakar showing a very, very impressive display of brute strength, just quite literally pushing the vault door inwards. But you all eventually return back to the shack where Gregory, the sort of emissary, or you know, person representing the Trebanes, was, and he basically said, "Okay, you can just drop your magical items on the ground." And you all were kind of a little bit confused by that, but he just dropped them on the ground and he left the shack. And you were all like, "Did we just get like scammed? Like, what's going on?" You open up the door to the shack again, to which it does not lead out into the sort of slum streets of Shady Creek Run, but rather a different scene. A long, dark corridor, heavy curtains pulled over the windows to prevent sort of light from coming in. Uh, Fancy, kind of darkish, like grays and reds and different colors like that on the carpets, and the sort of banners and decorations and what have you in the hallway. And at the very end of this corridor, as you all walked out, you saw a man, old, just weathered looking, like kind of like long, shaggier, black hair, kind of not super long. We're just talking like it's still, it doesn't run down to his shoulders or anything, but it's like I think I posted a picture. It's a longer head of hair and this like scraggly gray beard. You can see some streaks of gray running through his hair. It looks like an older, middle age, kind of getting into his older age human man. Um, but he welcomed you all. I said, "You all must be the Pact. Pleasure to finally meet you all in person. I am Lord Darko Trebane. I believe we have a destination for you all to get to. Please, step in."
I'll do a curtsy and just follow what he says. I step in.
Alrighty. Everybody else filing in?
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah, I'm following.
You kind of looks to you, Aguilar, more than any other group. He's like, I assume my suspicions were correct about you. You are a original citizen of Melasmere. Am I correct?
Nod towards him.
No. I apologize for what your people have had to go through. And rest assured, the magical items recovered from this warehouse that you all raided, a lot of them have come from Melasmere. It is no secret. But I hope in the future your people and my family can have a little bit more of a beneficial relationship. It pays to know at least one of the tribes within Shady Creek Run. But regardless, we didn't come here to talk about Shady Creek politics. He kind of points to the doorway behind you. One of the items you all should have retrieved were these fancy-looking, almost like flasks. Like it would almost like contain some sort of holy water or something. Could you go and retrieve those for me, please?
Just in case it's a trap of some sort, Rune will go retrieve them.
Okay. You walk in there. All the magic items are just still on the ground in like this shack.
Yeah.
You guys watch this rune turn to ash just immediately.
Oh, cool.
Let's say, what is that? Rune's trap. What does that mean?
You should have expected that the room was trapped after you already were teleported in it. Insta death trap.
Oh, wow.
Guys,
Yeah.
just in case there's a bear in here, let me go ahead. Bears don't like.
It looks just like the prior room, except the floor is lava.
Oh no!
God.
You find what he's looking for. It's kind of stands out. I mean, everything in all there's like a lot of different magic items and stuff like that. And you find what he's looking for. It's like these like collection of flasks. Each of them feel like they're filled to the brim. It's like 4 of them. And kind of as you walk out, he goes, "These will assist you on how you will be traveling." I believe you asked Gregory how it is you would be traveling to your destination. Extra-planar travel. I will have a means to put you all on the ethereal plane. Those flasks, when you get to your destination, you simply pour them on yourselves and they will transport you back to the material plane. So this is a relatively safe way to travel because you'll be able to see everything happening on the material, but nothing will be able to perceive you or affect you if it does see you, for the most part, unless you run into something that can traverse both planes at will, but that is unlikely. Any questions?
Yeah, how long will it take for us to travel?
It will take more or less a week, but it is a very safe means of travel, and you can afford to spend a little extra time traveling each day, as, like I said, there shouldn't be anything on the ethereal plane that will be directly harmful to you.
God.
Okay.
Is there a time limit on this, or is it permanent?
Well, the means of this spell, normally there is a time limit. However, the way I have means of casting it, there will not be. So that would be the true danger. Should you lose those flasks, unless you can find a different way, you will be stuck on that plane forever. So it's very important
we'll
that you
be like-
keep those.
So are we like ghosts? Are we like becoming invisible or like all spooky? And then if we don't get them back, that we're just stuck as like ghosts?
You are going to go to the plane where ghosts go. Ghosts are transparent. You know how they. I'm sure you've heard legends of them. How they can. You can see through them. You can touch them, but not touch them. You know, if people have fought them. It's just because they exist between worlds.
Oh,
Now, speaking of ghosts, they would really be your only concern, as they are able to see into the ethereal plane and they can swap planes at will, from what I understand.
guys, this is a bad time to say that I'm afraid of ghosts.
Uh,
But you'll have to conquer your fear. No.
Oh,
I'm sure you'll be fine, Jakar, the rest of us here.
Doesn't
can
Jakar
see
look
through
like a
his
super
disguise.
handsome man? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he can see through his disguise.
At this point, he does look like a man, like a very like Goliath-inspired man. But I mean, you have to assume that he saw you all enter and he,
yeah.
Gregory was dealing with you guys while you were
Oh, yeah.
still in Knoll. So yeah,
What the
you can
fuck is
imagine he
this
has
guy?
information.
It's me! It's me, Jacob!
He says, one final thing before I send you on your way. I feel it's only fit that I reward you a little bit more for your efforts. You've done quite a bit in such a short period of time. You see him reach under the desk and pull out this, like, larger looking bag. Looks pretty fancy. But he kind of tosses it over the desk to the nearest person. We'll just say that's, I guess, Aguilar, for the purpose of whatever. He's like, you should recognize this. Your people have used it before. As a bag of holding.
Oh!
Someone get in it.
Yeah.
He wanted to have that. That's cute.
So it's a bag.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
Well, thank you. This will definitely come in handy in our travels.
Oh, I suppose we have we need to get on with this then. You'll please follow me all back into the down the hall, please, if you will. And he stands up
follow
from.
them back into the murder room.
Just
What
about
are you
to say we're
talking
gonna
about
go
the
to a
murder room?
Just give me like a single chair in there.
All the magic
Yeah.
items are in the room that you.
I know. Fucking with you.
Thank you. I finally got the final piece of Exodia. Now I can summon.
Yeah.
Roll initiative. He leads you through. He leads you through this mansion, and everything kind of seems dusty and worn down. There does seem to be, as you're all kind of like walking, you walk down a staircase. He takes you down another staircase, and you're realizing this is like 3, 4, 5-ish story building. This is a large building, and as you start to reach the bottom, you can see there are signs of scuffles and things that have happened before that don't seem very recent, but probably within the last like 7, 8-ish months. Probably not a full year, but it looks like something has happened here within the last year, but not like super duper recently. There's just like you can see like some furniture looks like it's kind of thrown, bits of debris on the floor. Like there are some spaces that don't look as dusty as the others, and occasionally you'll see like a couple specks of dry blood. But yeah, it doesn't look like this place has barely been tended to all that much. But eventually he leads you to the bottom floor, and he opens the door as you see the front kind of sunlight, what little gets through the canopy of the forest, uh, kind of shine through. And he walks outside, waits for you all to exit as well, and closes the door behind him. The spell would not work inside. My manor is guarded against extra-planar travel. This spell would simply fail. But outside here, should be good enough. Now, if you will all stand in a tight-knit group here, I'll send you on your way.
Can't believe we are just trusting some criminal boss to stand in a group
Yeah.
together. He'll just
Yeah.
fireball
Good.
us.
I was about to say, stand within like 20 feet of each other. At
Yeah.
least.
I mean, to be fair, he could have already
Yeah, big.
fireballed you the second you opened the fucking door.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
He's had plenty of opportunity already to do that shit.
That
Call
is
lightning,
true.
call lightning.
So, do you all do so?
Yeah.
All right, roll me a dex hit. No, I'm
Make
sure.
sure that I'll make sure that I'll grab one of the vials before I do this.
Yeah, somebody has them. If you want to pass them out, there's only 4. They're not vials; they're flasks. There's 4 of them,
Okay,
but they're
flask,
filled to
got
the brim. So you imagine you have enough to split amongst the 6 of you.
You
Calda
can
is
put them in
obviously
your
here as
bag.
well.
You can put them in your bag of holding for now.
Okay.
That's what it's there for.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of, you see him start to, his eyes kind of, you see the pupils and the irises just fade. It just goes pure black for a second. And he starts to weave his hands together, muttering some sort of incantation for finally, after like a minute of doing this, his eyes flash back to normal. He shoots his hands out towards you, and there's just a flash as you all kind of stand there. And at first, nothing happens. And he just kind of lowers his hands. And you look down at yourselves, and it looks, you start to see yourselves come like your clothes and your skin start to like lose color. There's just like this, just wishy-washy kind of weird. I mean, the best way to describe it would be like ghostly appearance to yourselves. You're whole. You're not see-through, but there's just like it just seems like something is coming over you. And then suddenly you look back up at him again, and everything around you is black and white. There's just this feeling to you, and there's like when you move, there's almost like a blur or like after image to yourselves that just like follows or trails behind. You look around, and your sight has been sort of severely limited. Whereas when you looked around yourselves, you could see into the forest and the sort of areas around you. Now it is just like in the distance, there's almost like a fog that sort of like a fog of war or whatever that sort of chokes in your vision. But you see him just kind of nod and actually looks directly to all of you as if he can still see you. And he's like, good luck on your journeys. Stay safe. Keep your guard up, even though I said this plane will be a relatively safer means of travel. And when he speaks, there is like this weird kind of like offset, like almost like a whisper or like strange noise that behind his voice. Like it's like you hear him speaking normally, but then there's just like this as he speaks. But he turns and you see him just walk back into his house and close the door. Worth noting, as you look up at his house, it looks almost like solid, like solidified. Whereas everything else around here is just like this black and white, kind of like almost semi like transparent look. His house looks like it is on the plane with you. It is solid. And a lot of its features are obscured. Kind of makes sense when he said that his house was protected against, extra-planar travel. But regardless, you guys are on your way. So I imagine you're moving on.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Yeah, sure.
As you walk, you guys can see that the ethereal plane itself is just, as I said, colorless. And there are these like snow-like sort of like dust that floats in the space that only appears really in shades of gray. You guys eventually make it back to the actual city of Shady Creek Run, and you're able to just walk through everything. Buildings, people. It is a strange feeling. You are seeing business as usual go through, kind of look around, but nobody sees you, nobody pays attention to you, and you are just able to pass on through. But you can see everything that's going on the material plane. You sort of
So weird.
continue on. It is something far beyond anything that you guys have experienced before, probably. But eventually you make your way through Shady Creek Run to the other side. And you see the sort of gate that leads into the Quana Breach, which is at this point closed off. You see the breach itself is pretty much completely tumbled in. They briefly touched on what happened. They said somebody a couple months ago came through, a group came through, and somebody blew up the pass to block travel through it for some reason. But yeah, you guys walk up to the sort of rubble and go to stick your hand on it, and your hand just passes through the rock. And you just realize you can just step right through completely unbothered. You also realize this is true for the sort of cliff faces and things like that around you. Like, you don't necessarily have to follow the path. You can just kind of like walk through pure rock and just keep walking until you come out the other side if you wanted. It's a very, very strange feeling. But is there anything that you guys are doing in particular?
I just want to make sure we can actually hear each other. So I just want to like, I don't even care what I talk about, but say something to the group to make sure they can actually hear me.
Yeah. When you speak, you hear Aguilar's voice, but it has that same sort of like displaced kind of thing to it. But you can hear him clearly.
Okay. Make sure we all stay close together. It would be terrible for one of us to wander off and get lost and not have access to one of these flasks to get back to our proper selves.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You're right.
You guys continue on. Your first day of travel goes by relatively quickly, nothing out of the ordinary. Eventually, you reach the end of the Quanta Breach, and you guys are. It's easier travel. I mean, it's pretty much just like a flat plane that you guys are walking on because you're able to. You're not going up and down hills or anything. You're just able to pass through any obstacle. So it's quicker, safer, and it seems like it's a lot easier. But eventually, after like 8 hours of traveling, you guys reach the end of the Quana Breach, the sort of pass through the large mountain range that leads from Shady Creek Run to the Empire territory. Um, as you guys get there, you could see there looks like at one point there was a checkpoint here for the Empire, like banners and stuff, but it has since been abandoned. You're not too sure for whatever reason, but it just seems like there's nobody here at the moment. You guys just bunkering. There's not really a safe place to look for because everything is on this plane is kind of just the same. So imagine you guys are just plopping down where you are and starting to take a rest.
I would like
Yes.
to, before we take a rest, I'm trying to see what works and what doesn't in this form. So
Mhm.
since we're gonna rest here, I'd like to ritual cast alarm, like, I don't know, on the road, somewhere near us, somewhere it might be useful if we're actually resting, but just to see if spellcasting works in this form.
Okay. Yeah, you're not really in a form. It's just like you're still yourself. It's just like you just are lacking color.
Yeah.
You're just like black and
But
white.
like, obviously, I
Um,
can't like hit things, right? So I'm just trying to see like what does work.
Yeah, you can't affect anything on the material plane. Like, yeah, you can't like
Mhm.
you basically turn fucking no clip on in a video game. You're
Mhm.
just like going
Right.
through. You ritually cast alarm, and it does take, and it does. You see as the magic itself seems to be lacking color as well. So you kind of realize that the alarm's not going to go off if somebody on the material plane comes through, but it will go off if something on the ethereal plane is after you.
Okay.
But you can
Gotcha.
still see the material plane like around you. You can see
Mhm.
the area and everything like that.
Got it.
All right. You guys taking a long rest?
Actually,
Yeah, I'm
right.
exhausted.
You go ahead and do so. and you can all mark that. Nothing out of the ordinary happens. I imagine you guys like being in a strange new plane in a strange place. You guys kind of, I imagine some people stay up and just keep an eye on things as usual. I mean, no need to really roll for it, but nothing,
Yep.
nothing out of the ordinary. You guys can mark a long rest, and the next day comes to you. Um, for the sake of brevity, because we've been traveling for like 20 fucking sessions, we're gonna kind of move this along a little bit. I'll just kind of tell you what you guys are seeing, and you can kind of tell me if you want to stop, or obviously if it is something that you'll need to roll for or handle, then obviously we'll stop on that. But um, as you guys are traveling along, you start to, unfortunately, one of the first things you come across is a battlefield, an active battlefield. You see a large scale conflict between the Kryn dynasty and the Dwendalian Empire. You know you're pretty close to the capital at this kind of trajectory where you're at. So it makes sense that you would see, all a matter of fighting. I mean, it is just, you guys are just walking through, and it's the most surreal experience you've ever had. You're just looking around, watching people just get decapitated, stabbed, turned to ash. Like, it is a terribly violent scene, and nobody is paying you any mind. You're just standing in the middle of it like it's some sort of weird nightmare. Um, you all quickly move through. It is just not, it's not really somewhere you want to stick around for. Um, a little bit later, you see uh, a group of dynasty soldiers. You see a sort of drow that is very well decorated in this sort of uh, kind of robes that are very flowy. You can't really tell the color because there is no color on this, but like on this plane, you imagine it's like the purple and white color scheme of the dynasty, um, adorned with a kind of headdress that has like almost like a sort of like half semicircle sticking out of it that looks like a dodecahedron almost, and like different sort of like almost like it's like a sun cresting over a horizon, but it's like a dodecahedron looking shape, and then it's got like points coming out of it to make it look like a sun. And then flanking this individual are these heavily armored drow that they're, even without color, you can see that their armors are very well adorned and they look pretty. It's just the three of them. Um, you're all taken off guard as you see a fireball just kind of engulf them for a second, and they all just kind of instinctively raise their arms. And you look and you see these figures in the tree line that are kind of flying out. Aglar, you would know who these figures are, because you are most likely specifically keeping your eye out for them. These are Volstrucker. These are the mage assassins of the Empire. And you watch as they just start just hailing these three drow with just spells, just keeping their distance. And eventually the uh, priestess woman, you imagine to be some sort of priestess, you see her like cast a spell and the whole area just goes pitch black. Even not obscuring your guys' vision, but you just realize, you just recognize that you're in like some sort of darkness cloud, because you're just standing in the immediate vicinity. And then you watch as the two armored individuals, one goes right, one goes left, kind of using the cloud as cover, and the mages that are kind of floating up don't seem to really get like a lock on before another spell just comes out of the cloud, this streaking kind of bright bolt of energy, and strikes one of the mages in the air, and you watch him just fall and slam into the ground, just immediately dead. The other two mages, they kind of look, realizing now it's going to be a little bit more of a better, more brutal fight. You see they take to the air a little bit more and just start like throwing spells as much as they can. This goes back and forth until eventually the priestess eventually falls. The cloud kind of disappears. One of the other, you see the one of the armored drow kind of takes a heavy crossbow and shoots the one of the guys in the air, and he manages to fall to the ground, like get him to fall to the ground from the heavy hit, probably losing concentration on his fly spell. And you watch the drow kind of quickly switch to these two swords and run up, and right as he's about to attack the mage. The mage just reaches up and point blank range, just like you just see this cone of just cold magic just shoot out in like a cone, and the drow is just completely frozen in place. Like looks like he was about to bring his blade down, but was just now just a solid ice statue. Um, you watch as he's kind of the mage just looks like just crossbow bolt sticking out. He's bleeding pretty bad. Goes to pull out a healing potion and looks like kind of like shakily trying to drink it. And you see the last remaining armored drow who is fighting this other mage looks over, and there's a flash of energy, and you watch as another, like, it's hard to explain, like a ghostly visage of him, or like an echo, just like appears in front of the guy that's trying to make a healing potion, like drink a healing potion, and just butchers him, and then it disappears. And you watch as he just continues fighting the other mage in front of him. Eventually, it gets to the point where he stabs the mage, and the mage just kind of like, you know, chokes up for a second, eyes go wide, and then you watch as there's a smile as he looks down, and you see this ring on his finger, the mage's finger, just kind of like dissipate, and there's just a extremely large explosion of necrotic energy that just erupts from the two of them, and you watch both the bodies just fall down. Um, this all happens within the span of like 30 seconds, like 30-45 seconds, and it is just a gruesome display as you all just look around and you realize it's a stalemate. They all just killed each other, and it is a brutal display of war that it really doesn't involve any of you at all. But it's just like, oh my gosh, like getting to see this close up is an after effect of this spell that you did not really think was going to happen. Is anybody doing anything in particular, or said anything before you continue on?
Panicking? Thinking this is what she's gonna get home to?
Yeah, you all see Quarterly kind of very clearly on her, the sort of colorless face, just looking on in panic. If you got I mean, you kind of imagine yourself getting thrown into this, or having to fight these people on either side, on the Empire or the Dynasty, and you realize that you may be pretty heavily outclassed. You kind of, Quarterly, you think back to Uthodurn, the drow you were messing with, kind of prodding with in the tavern, and you realize those people probably could have dealt with you very quickly if they were so inclined.
Rune will step forward. She has a very grim look on her face, but she'll step forward and rest a hand on Quarterly's back, just trying to comfort her a little bit, and just kind of nod ahead. We should probably keep moving.
She would just take a deep breath and just... It calmed her down, for sure, that she did that, and she's just gonna give her, like, a nod and move on to go.
Aglar's gonna pull out a journal and just like quickly like scribble down as much as he can remember seeing the Volstruckers doing here, including the bit about the ring and some of the magics that he saw.
Yeah. You are detailing that. Your mission, Anglar, what you were sent out to do, wasn't entirely too specific. You were basically just told you would know when you saw it. These mage assassins of the Empire, they are known to be pretty much the worst of the worst. There is no moral sort of dilemma that they will have. They are trained to be ruthless. They are trained to do whatever they are ordered to do. And that is part of the reason what drew your people to looking for them, is because they have a lot to answer for. They did a lot of terrible, terrible things, as people do in war, but even before the war, these people were doing these sort of things. And so it's just like seeing them up close and seeing what they're capable of, you just kind of nod to yourself and realize that should you ever come to face with one, you're going to have to certainly be very prepared and not take any chances at all. But you detail they're all wearing similar kind of these red, kind of black clothes with like bright reds worked in between. They're all kind of wearing the same sort of stuff. But eventually, you guys continue on. Kind of doing your best to calm Quarterly down, Rune. You guys reach the end of the traveling day. You take a long rest. Nothing out of the ordinary happens. You do, while you're resting, see another detachment of Dynasty soldiers kind of very quickly running, jogging along, making their way in a kind of diagonal direction away from you guys towards the capital, you presume. Day 3 and 4 come and go. Nothing out of the ordinary happens there. You just see more signs of war. You guys are kind of getting past the heat of it, like where the war is actually happening now. So you're more so just traveling through dormant battlefields, ruins. Eventually, I'd say towards the end of day 5, you guys, or like in the middle of day 5, you guys kind of pass a caravan. Um, you see it is a fairly large caravan, 3 to 4 carts full, and a bunch of people kind of either sitting on it, hanging off the sides, or walking alongside of it. You see this caravan is being stopped by um, dynasty soldiers that have some sort of checkpoint. You see they're taking people out of the caravan or ordering them out of the caravan, and there are just like questioning them and like just pressing for information, asking them where they came from, where they're going, what's in the cards, what's their reason for passing through, you know, things, you know, who they have ties to, like just asking all these questions. And then at one point, you see one of the caravanners just kind of like spit in the face of one of the drow and just kind of like smile. This like he's like a peasant looking like kind of farmer, this crooked teeth smile. And you watch the soldier just kind of wipe the spit off his face and just kind of like look at it on his hand, look down at the like look over at the guy, and he looks back to his soldiers and nods. And you watch the soldiers get up, like walk up and just start beating the ever living shit out of this guy. As the drow just walks along the caravan, just continuing to question people. It doesn't look like they kill the guy, but they fuck him up a decent bit, where they just leave him there on the ground, just kind of clutching his wounds, kind of groaning. Um, but you guys pass this caravan eventually, and you reach an interesting sort of area. It looks like you could see all manner of. You have seen as you guys have been passing through this plane, there are these drifting kind of spiritual energies, like some of which look like these like piranha-faced serpents that like almost resemble like stranger looking anglerfish. If you like happen to put your hand on them or pass through them, they're just giving these like it makes it feel like your whole blood is like freezing. It doesn't hurt, doesn't do any damage, doesn't hurt you, but it's a very weird sensation that you don't want to be around. You kind of reach this ruin that looks like it was some sort of a checkpoint or watchtower or something along the road, and you just see uh, a lot of these sort of fish drifting around it. You see there are bodies in the process of decomposing from both sides, Kryn Dynasty and the Drenalian Empire, that are just strewn about. And let me see here. If somebody wants to make a perception check, they just kind of get a lay of this area. You're more than welcome to. One or two of you can do it.
I could try.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not very perceptive, so I'm out.
Take a look.
Lumen,
go.
Lumen will cast something in place of a perception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
He'll cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay. Can you read that spell off to me?
For the duration, 10 minutes, 30 feet around them, you detect any aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead.
Okay.
As long as it's not... hold on, I'm sorry. As well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if this place or object within 30 feet of you has been magically consecrated or desecrated. And it can't penetrate barriers, 1 foot of stone, inch of metal, thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Gotcha. Okay. As you're doing that, and did anybody roll perception or?
Egler did, I think. I saw Egler.
Yeah, my roll was not good. I rolled a 7.
Okay. It's very difficult, especially there's like a little bit of rain coming down on the material plane, um, combined with all these spirits that are drifting around and the colorless landscape. It's hard to see. You're not like it's difficult to. I mean, in the rain normally it is difficult to see, but when like there's just this overlay of like fog and whatever, it's really hard to see, and you're not really having that too much luck. Lumen, you cast the spell and your eyes are immediately brought not quite within the range of your spell, but you had the right idea. As you look up, and you your spell kind of detects some of these anglerfish-looking things, these piranha-faced serpents, and they kind of trigger as like undead, like spirits, if you will, kind of not like a. I guess they would fall under the undead category if they're like a spirit, but further out, kind of away from the range of your spell, you see kind of probably 100 feet in the distance. You see these above the bodies of two individuals. It looks like a Dwendalian soldier and a Kryn Dynasty soldier. There are just two spirits just hanging above the bodies, just kind of slack floating there, just like almost like they're sleeping, but not really. They're just kind of floating in place.
He'll definitely point those two out.
Yeah, as he does, you all
Okay.
see what he's talking about.
Maybe we should not mess with this.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Do
I
you,
personally feel like we'll disturb their grounds if we step any closer.
Playing with the dead
Hmm.
is not sounding like a good idea.
Alrighty. So what are you guys gonna try and like very carefully make your way around?
if we can circumvent it somehow, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta try sneaking.
Yeah, I'll say for the purpose of this, go ahead and make me a group stealth check, if you will.
Oh god.
Here we go.
Let's do
Alright,
it.
so how do we want to fight these things?
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Let's
Ooh, you're
see.
kind of
Oh
right on the right
Jesus.
path, Agler.
Yeah, I believe so.
Gotta-
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, wait,
No,
wait.
no, it's the first one because I'm at disadvantage.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, guys, let's get out of here.
The fucking.
What a
nat
waste of a
20.
nat 20. What a
Yeah.
waste.
Ruh, Raggy.
Let's
Okay,
get
so
outta here.
that was a 14 from Quarterly. That was okay, so 6, 9, 23, 9. Okay. So that is 1, 2,
I'm sneaky.
3.
No.
Okay.
At least one of us is.
Oh no.
You guys start to make your way around, trying your best not to disturb these ruins,
Oh.
and eventually you're making pretty good progress. You're moving along. You know. Eventually, Lumen, you have the spell up, and it's just kind of unnerving you. Just like as you kind of look over in the corner of your eye, you're seeing these creatures, and you're just trying to keep an eye on them. You have the spell up that's just like triggering. It is just constantly letting you know that there are just two undead there, and eventually you kind of look out of the corner of your eye again, and you look over, and you can see they're both looking over in your direction. You kind of freaks you the fuck out. You kind of there's really not anything to trip over on the ethereal plane, but you kind of falter for a second. You're like, "Oh," like let out like an audible like noise as you.
Check my
It's like
shoelaces.
Yeah, it's like a like horror movie where you're like looking at this thing that's looking away from you, and then when you look back again, they're both just like looking at you, and it's kind of it's terrifying. Um, you hear them very like ghostly noise like come out as the one says, "Whoa, whoa," as they kind of like look over to your group and start to slowly drift towards you. Is anybody doing
When they say
anything?
warm,
Warmth.
warmth,
Oh.
warmth.
It wants warmth.
Just
It
said
wants more.
warmth.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Let me see. Do I have something?
Uh,
Somebody, do you have something to light a fire with?
I can. I mean, I have druidcraft. I can light a fire.
Okay. Rune will
Yeah, I
take
can.
one of her
I can
arrows.
make fire.
She'll, I guess, tear off a piece of her sleeve for this. Can I wrap it around the end of the arrow?
Yeah.
And have one of them light it?
Yeah, easy enough to do. You do that with the help of Quarterly and whoever else has a magical means or non-magical means. You light the arrow on fire.
All right. And can I shoot it back the other way behind them?
Sure. Just go ahead and roll me an attack roll if you would.
Sure.
And it accidentally hits them. Roll
Yeah.
initiative.
I feel like they might be after a different type of warmth.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or the
I can
dry.
try. 18.
18. Okay. You shoot it, and they kind of follow the fire arrow as it just sticks into the. It kind of just like. You imagine it would stick in the ground, but then it just kind of like. It doesn't stick in anything. It just kind of like floats where the ground would be. The
Oh.
fire goes out.
Oh.
They just
Goes
kinda-
out.
They kind of turn, look at it, and then just both slowly look back to you guys.
Oh.
Need
Okay, how close are
warmth.
they?
Go ahead, and everybody. They're decently
Shit.
close. I'd say they're like 50 feet away. But everybody needs to go ahead and roll initiative for me, please.
Oh no, fucking
Hi.
ghost!
I fucked up my sleeve for this.
Oh,
Alright.
Hey,
Damn it.
Oh,
Just make sure we give him some warmth, you
Oh,
know?
great.
give him a little huggy.
Thanks.
Jesus.
uh,
I wasn't gonna let you guys get off complete scot-free. Now was I?
Mm-hmm. Not with those fucking stealth rolls.
Could have gone a different way.
That's
Two
what
of
I'm
you
saying, they rolled
succeeded.
terrible.
Two of you succeeded.
Mm.
Did I succeed with a 14?
You did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the
Did I
others
succeed
failed.
with a
You
6?
losers! It's all your fault.
Do you want me to be honest with you, Matt, or do you want me to lie?
No, I think I know the answer. It was like one off.
No, you did it. Good job. Yeah, you're fine. It was the DC was 7. It's good job.
Really?
No, it wasn't. It was,
For a second, I actually believed you, but then I realized how stupid it was that I believed.
All right, so let me throw you guys on this map real quick and invite you to the battle map.
Owlbear Rodeo.
Owlbear Rodeo.
Rodeo.
I posted
Back in
it
the
in
saddle.
general chat. I said they were like 50 feet away from you guys, so let me measure that out real quick.
I don't trust anything that doesn't bleed.
Yeah, so you guys would be at like the bottom of the map here. Bop.
Doesn't like it if you can't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Zork's rude.
Everybody in?
Yep.
Okay.
Why am I so
Weird.
tiny?
That's just your token. I don't know why I did that.
Oh, I'll fix it. Yeah.
They go
Different
first.
rune art?
Yeah, it is. It's
That's really good.
what's Nova here drew it. It's very cool.
Mhm, mhm.
They go first.
Naturally.
Yep. They're just gonna. Yeah, they're just gonna dash. They're gonna try and get within range of you guys. So you just watch as they were just slowly floating. They just suddenly just let out like this like kind of ghastly just like as they move. And they move pretty fucking quick as they go up to you guys. It's gonna go here. That one's gonna go here. That's all they're gonna do for right now. Rune, it's your turn. They're right up in your face.
Damn, I didn't know I was going first. Okay. Ugh. Well, what do I want to do? I wasn't prepared because I didn't know I was going first. Fuck it, deadly shaping. I'm beak boy now.
All right.
Beak.
So what do I want to do? Okay, I think I know what I'll do. I will go. Would that be flanking with Lumen?
Let me see. Yeah, sure.
Okay. They were just in a weird spot, so I wasn't sure. So I will gimme him in the face.
Go for it.
Nat 20, 26.
Yeah, that hits.
Hell, yeah.
Okay, alright.
That
So
Go.
I'm gonna hit with the fire ring as well, so I need them to make... Holy shit, I rolled really good on that. So that's 15 initial damage, slashing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And they also need to make a strength save.
Okay. They'll make a strength save.
Let me roll the extra damage they took with that. 8
They
fire
rolled
damage as well.
They rolled a 6
They
for
fail.
their strength
They
save.
are now restrained for a minute, and at the start of each of their turns, they're going to take 2d6 fire damage.
You watch as
Holy
the fire tries to restrain this ghostly form, and it just cannot get a grasp. They are immune to being restrained.
Fucker.
So take notes for Rin if she wants to become a ghost eventually.
Okay, alright.
Give it time, maybe.
Ugh. God
So I
damn.
don't
So
fuck
it was
myself.
15. It was 15, and then an additional 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
How's it looking?
I will tell you in just a moment.
Sure.
It's dead. Wow.
It's not looking too hurt.
Action
All
surge.
the attack that you did usually would do a lot of damage. It just doesn't seem like it's making as much purchase, including the fire damage as well.
Yeah, well, I don't have anything else I can do, so action surge, I guess. Just
All
keep
right.
wailing into it.
Go for it. You're adding do you get an extra D4 for being larger?
Oh, right. Thank you. Let me roll that too.
Yeah.
So, second attack's 23, and for the D4, it takes 4 extra damage.
Okay.
Okay, so I imagine 23 hits.
Yep.
Okay. So there's that. Ugh, I rolled minimum 5 plus another D4 and a 1.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's my turn.
All right, Aglar, you are up.
Good turn.
That's a decent size of decent bit of damage.
It was good.
Pretty good.
Mhm. All right, so I will activate my armor, getting that electrical, crackle that it always has, and put my defensive shield up, and then let's see. I will. Yeah, we're just gonna light up the old thunder gauntlets here and take a strike at this one in front of me.
All right.
So it's a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Alright, it's going to do 10 thunder damage.
Holy.
One
Okay.
in front of me, and he's at disadvantage attacking anyone other than me until my next turn.
Okay. Yeah, as you punch into it, it doesn't seem like the thunder damage is doing as much as it usually does. These things are just weird incorporeal kind of forms. But anyway, is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
Jakar,
that's it.
you're up.
Okay.
Jake.
Ah,
Jake, yeah, Jake. That's his human Goliath name.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I do really like this fucking guy. So, come on. He's going to rage, but he's not really into it, knowing he's
Hey,
okay. Not what Rune was trying to do. It didn't work that well. What is he gonna fucking do? It's Ghost.
okay.
He like recklessly kind of like goes for it's like okay. And I think he's gonna use he's gonna use the fuck what the sword that Rune's dad gave.
Okay.
He's gonna take a swing.
Go for it.
Let me just do it.
That's the full name of the sword. The
The
sword,
sword that
Rune's
Rune's
gave.
dad gave.
Yeah. Sword of Rune's dad gave me TM. Okay.
I think it was her brother that gave it to him, not.
That's a natural one.
Oh
wait. There's a reckless. This is fine. This is reckless. Okay, that's a 26. It's 26. Okay.
That'll
Save my
hit.
ass. Oh my god.
You're hitting the second one, B, right?
Yeah, I'm hitting
Okay.
B.
Okay.
That is 13 plus the extra. Let's see. D6. 14. 15, that's 16 points of damage.
Okay.
And 3 of it is radiant.
Oh, 3 of it is radiant.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be. Yeah, we'll just do. There you go. Yeah,
13
as you slash into it, it looks like it doesn't take a lot of damage, but the radiant, like the little extra radiant attack from that, seems to find purchase as it like shrieks as you see the radiant kind of burns it a little bit. It doesn't do more damage, but it seems like it's not resistant to that.
Oh shit. Oh shit, I could actually do something. Okay. That is the end of my turn.
Okay, Quarterly, you're up.
Okay. That's so fun. Everything I do is ranged and they're right in fucking front of me. Yeah, I mean I have to move away, otherwise my attacks are literally gonna do shit. I'm gonna try and fly up.
Okay. They're going to take an opportunity attack on you. The first one is. Let's see. That is a natural 20.
I'm going to cloud rune that.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
the
gonna
fucking
cloud
cloud rune.
Other guy.
It's going to be on the other guy.
Yep, the other ghost.
The
Okay.
fucking cloud rune.
So it hits the other guy.
Thanks so much.
I love it.
The other one takes 29 points of necrotic damage, but it doesn't seem like it does anything.
Wait,
Well,
how many
I don't
points did you say?
So this thing went to reach out. You go to fly up. This thing like quickly reaches out with both hands and looks like it's gonna just like tear a part of your essence away. Like it would have been real bad. It was 29 points of necrotic
I would have been
damage.
down.
Yeah.
I would have literally been down.
And right as it's about to hit you, you watch Rune just take her bow out, shoot an arrow, and the arrow intercepts between this thing's claws and you, and there's just a cloud that like appears, and you watch as the claws appear from another cloud that just rakes through the other ghost. It doesn't seem to have any effect though. They seem immune to this type of this type
Oh
of
my
damage.
god, Rune, you literally just saved my life. Jesus.
That might be my favorite
was
move in
waiting.
D&D. That thing is so good.
It is really good.
It's so good. I was waiting for it. We've never gone against like a whole lot of like multiple enemies recently, so I've just been waiting to do
Oh
this.
my god. Okay, I fly 25 feet up and 5 feet back. So I'm 25 feet up. I don't know how to write the edit text.
That's fine. I'll just
25 feet up. There we
There you
go. And then I cast Hex on a
Okay. He's hexed.
And do my Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
That's a net 20!
All right, he's gonna
So
cloud rune
many.
that. No, I'm just
So
joking.
Oh my god.
Go for it.
Okay! It should automatically roll what? Double damage? Oh shit,
Yeah.
that was so bad. It doesn't though. It rolled just 1 damage.
Just roll another d10 then.
Okay.
No, another d10 because so it'd just be 8. Yeah, you don't add the +3 again to the second roll. It would just be 2d10 +3. But I see the 8 there, so it'd be.
Yeah.
So that's what 8. That's 12 points of
And-
damage.
Yes.
Yeah, because 4 from the 1 +3, and then 8 from the d10.
Yes.
So it's 12, and then
So-
you also get to double your hex damage too. So.
Oh right, I forgot that that's a thing. Oh my god, sorry. Oh, I had rolled so bad though. That's 1. That's 2 1s. And 3. 4. hex
Okay, what
damage.
kind of damage is the hex damage?
No, it's necrotic.
Yeah, unfortunately, doesn't seem to do anything.
Shit, I
But
forgot to look at that.
you
Okay.
said the Eldritch Blast? Well,
That's
that's force,
bludgeoning.
right? It's force damage, right?
Is it?
I'm 90% sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's force.
Yeah, it is force
Okay,
damage.
and you're doing it on a. Yeah, that seems to take the that seems to he takes the full effect of that. He doesn't seem resistant to this type of damage.
Oh, that's so good. But my hex, unfortunately. But it's okay. That rocks. Okay, cool.
All right,
all I
and
can
it's
do.
your turn. That brings us to Calda. Calda is gonna. Let's see here. Spirit discard creature in range. Yeah, Calda is going to. Oh, she's actually out of range. So Calda is going to cast. We'll just keep it simple. We'll just do bless. Why not?
Really good.
Yeah, 3 creatures she is gonna bless are gonna be. Let's see. Rune. Jakar and Eglar. You see, she just plays this like Johnny little tune, blesses you, and then she's gonna get the fuck out of dodge. 5, 15, 20, 25. She kind of gets over there. That ends her turn. Finally, Lumen, you're up.
Okay. He will. We've got a lot of mileage out of this so far. Turn undead
Is it wisdom saves for him?
is no. Wisdom save. Yep.
Okay.
Wisdom
First one
save,
rolled a
wisdom
natural 20.
I think succeeds. It was a
Calda
14.
Calda is going to use her action to reaction to silvery barb staff.
Oh hell yeah.
So he has to roll again, if that's what she would do. Trying to keep up with her stuff. Roll again. That is a 14.
That meets it.
Okay, so it still beats it. Calda will give Rune advantage on the next thing that she does for the silvery barbs. And then the second one is
Roll
going to
that.
roll. He rolled a 7.
Okay. That's good, because we can just now focus on one. So they're turned. They just gotta run. Spend its turn to move as far away. It can't really move to a space within 30 feet of you. It's just turned for 1 minute until it takes any damage, so it can't try to get back.
Okay.
So he'll just shut that out. He'll say, that one's whatever one it was. That one's
There's
taken
B.
care of. Just focus on the other one, this one.
All right.
Don't hit that one.
As you hear that, does it use a reaction to run away, or is it on its turn?
On its turn.
Okay. Anything else you're doing?
That was action. I could cast a spell, technically. I don't think I have any bonus actions. I don't think I got Hex, but we've learned that. Did anyone take any damage?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, no one
Thank
got
God,
hit.
no.
Yeah, no, well, that's it. And he's in range of one, so he'll just stay put.
Okay.
No,
Brings
that
us-
one used their reaction, right?
No.
Yeah, it did.
Or yes, it did. The
Just
quarterly.
strike it.
Yep.
Quarterly.
Mhm.
Right, okay, he will move. 5, 10, 15, 20,
It's actually a ghost of a monk
Actually-
of the Cobalt Soul, so it's going to use its second reaction to.
Goodbye. He's gonna get behind your car.
Okay. All right.
Good choice.
Because I
Probably
still
the
needs to stay
best
kind of
spot.
close, but
On the whole battlefield to be.
yeah, I was about to say, like, he knows what's up. Let me just make sure. real
I
quick.
got you, buddy.
Yeah, standing behind the
All
twin
right.
towers
That's-
here.
That's it. I'll just do it.
Okay. This one is going to. It's going to look around and it's going to say. It kind of, as you were laying into it, Rune, it turns around and looks at you and says, "Oh."
Oh, good.
Need you to make me a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
But
boy.
hold on before you roll.
Oh,
Chosen.
what does bless that?
You have advantage because from Calda's silvery barbs, and then bless I think also gives you a D4 as well, right?
D4.
Okay, I might need it.
Yeah,
because I
yeah. So you have
a negative
advantage on the charisma save, and you have a D4 as well.
Oh god, roll good.
Oh.
Nat 20.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so D4,
Uh-huh.
it'll be 18.
Okay. You
Ooh.
watch as this thing it tries to like press into your body, Rune, and you feel yourself kind of like almost like lose consciousness for a second as it like tries to enter like your form, and then you just like you feel the magic from Calda just kind of ignite within you, and you just force it out of your body. It seemed like it was trying to take control of you, but you managed to force it away.
What the fuck?
This one,
dead.
yeah, this one is going to. It's frightened, so it is going to run the fuck away. You said it's full movement. It goes away.
I don't know if it has to use its action. Let me see.
Do they get opportunity attacks if it moves away?
They do, but it's turned, so it's probably strategically.
I mean, if you guys wanted to attack it, you could.
He did shout out that to not attack that one for right now because it's just going to keep running away. So it's better to focus on the one that's.
Ah, okay, I didn't
Yeah.
hear that.
Oh no, for its action, it can only use the dash or try to escape from effect preventing it. So no, I guess it dashes.
Okay. Then it is it's way up here then.
He gone.
Yeah, you watch it just like shriek and just fucking fly away. It's gone. That ends it for its turn. Rune, it's your turn. This thing in front of you just tried to take you over. That was terrifying.
Ugh, don't like that. Well, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do best. Boy, what do I want to do here?
What, being cute?
Aw, thank you.
Oh my god. I think I'll bonus. No, hold on to my bonus. I'm good for now. I'll smack it with a shimmy.
Okay, go for it.
Give it up.
11.
11 just hits.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, they don't have very
all right.
high ACs.
Those are the magic words. Just
So that'll
hit.
be 10.
Okay.
slashing. Then I will smack it again for the.
Does the restrict? So they have to be restrained to take the fire damage, right? Or do they just take the fire damage?
Yeah, they have to. Let me
Okay.
see. Hold on.
Because they're immune to restraint.
Yeah, not restrained. So yeah.
They just
Okay,
moved through it,
well-
chained on the floor, like, oh.
Uh-oh.
Made me sad. I'll do skinny again for my.
You're
bonus.
adding your d6, right?
I will now. I'm so bad at remembering these things.
Yeah.
2.
Okay. Takes an additional
Then
point.
one more.
Go for it.
Boy, that misses. 9.
That does miss. Yes.
You're blessed.
You are blessed.
Yeah.
D4. And the words of the Caduceus.
Blessing.
D4.
Blessed.
You got us. If-
12.
Okay, 12 hits.
Whoa.
Roll your damage.
Yeah, I am blessed. Ignore that. So that's just 1. That's 1. Plus another d6. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
What?
So that's 5 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy.
Yeah, don't look like you're doing a whole lot, but slowly wearing it down. Is that your turn?
Doing what I can. Yeah.
All right, Aglar, you're up.
All right. Having seen the force damage from Jakar's strike, do a little bit.
He did
more.
Radiant. The two you've seen that
Or-
have done
oh,
a little bit more is
yeah, I
Radiant and
meant to say,
Force.
Yeah, from not from Jakar. Was it Rune who did the force damage? I don't
It was
remember.
me.
It was quarterly,
Oh, it's quarterly.
flying
Okay.
up in the air.
Yeah.
I'm
So
with you.
I guess just for flavor's sake, I guess you'll see is like Aglar kind of like fiddles with something on like the left arm of his armor, as like a little section opens and 3 little missiles come flying out at the undead thing.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna use magic missile. But,
Magic missile.
Ooh.
This is on the
I like
on
that.
the
I imagine
one
like
closest to you?
actual ballistic missiles come out, and it's like
It's like if you want to imagine it
Bombs
like
this
the
goes.
little whistling birds from Mandalorian here. So that's kind of what I was thinking here for.
I like it. It's epic.
hell yeah.
So yeah, so he's gonna take 3 force damage, another 4 force damage, and another 4. Oh wait, sorry, 5. 3, 4, and 5. So a total of 12 force damage.
Nice.
Nice.
As
You-
all 3 of these things kind of like shoot out in different directions and then come back and land on him.
Yeah, you guys watch that, and it's kind of like there's like it's a loud like magical attack, but there's just kind of like this echo, like this like ghostly echo, as like it's like you hear like the whistling of them, and then the whistle kind of like echoes in and of itself, like they all hit the ghost, and then you watch it just shriek and then just dissipate into like this weird echo I can't fucking talk. Ectoplasm. That one is dead.
Dead. Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it seems like Radiant and Force are the name of the game here.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Anything else you're doing?
Yeah, we'll just walk towards this guy for the meantime.
Alrighty. Jakar, you are up. You saw the other one run like a
Okay.
motherfucker away from you.
That's as close as I can get.
It's smelling like the blood in the water. Jakar's gonna go after it because he's not afraid of something that's afraid of him.
Okay. Go for it.
I was about to say someone just needs to hit it, and then it'll
I can hit
come
it.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, either me or Quarterly can.
Mm-hmm.
True,
Yeah.
too. You can also shoot at the bow.
I guess Jakar is going to go all the way over here. Like get as close as he can.
Okay.
Let's see. Can I
There's
get
also a
30?
movement measurement thing. If you choose the ruler and then you go up to the top, see how it says movement. Click that, and you can actually show where your character would go.
Oh my god, that's
There we go.
incredibly good.
I'm gonna go here.
Go
And
for it.
then I'm going to I guess I'm gonna
Oh,
hold
there.
action
That's
attack if it goes near either me or Aglar.
Okay. You're holding your action. Brings us to quarterly.
Yes, Eldritch Blast.
Go for it. Are you moving?
it's
Well,
not.
it's not really much of a point in moving your hex because it doesn't do anything. But yeah.
Oh no, I will also stay where I am. I'm definitely not gonna get closer. That's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah, and that is
Yeah.
that is 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. Anything else you're doing?
That's like the warlock thought process. Like I'm gonna Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
So good though. It's such a good spell.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can do.
All right. Calda's turn. Calda is gonna do a wild move. Calda is gonna vicious mockery.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I don't know if she can reach that far, actually. Hold on.
You want
She's got to move up a
warm?
little bit. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Your mama gave me worms last night.
She's
What?
she's gonna strum her instrument, and she's gonna be like,
Oh.
she's gonna hear Quarterly say that, and she's gonna look over.
That was just an. That was
She's
just
gonna
an
pinch the bridge
example.
of her nose. Now it's canon. Now that's canon. Now. Pinch the bridge of her
Take
nose,
psychic
and she's gonna
damage
look over,
yourself.
and she's gonna say, "I guess you're a glass half empty type of guy. I can see right through you." And she'll just go ahead
boy.
and hit him with it. Wisdom saving throw on the ghost. God, I wish V were here because I can't do bard shit. I'm not very good.
That was a bad.
I could tell that was bad.
That was a 4.
That's
It's a
fine.
4. It hits
not
it.
incredibly bad. I've heard worse. I've heard worse.
Don't defend him.
All right. It takes a whopping 2 psychic damage. Does it have resistance to psychic
Holy
damage?
shit.
No, it doesn't. So it takes the full 2, and it has disadvantage on the next thing it does. All right. That brings us to Lumen.
Crazy.
Okay, movement tool. Right behind them. Actually, no, that's fine. Because how far is that?
I like how he stays behind them.
Yeah, it works best for this. 55 feet. You know what? I'm gonna take a risk here. He is gonna hold the spell.
Okay.
He's gonna hold, okay, Brandon. Okay, it's touch. So, which the spell consumes? Oh shit, I don't think I have this stuff. Hold on. Oopsies. Really? This is a level 1 spell that consumes something? That's annoying. No, I guess I can't use this. I was gonna use protection from evil and good, but holy water or powdered. Oh, holy water or powdered silver and iron. Do I have holy water? Nope, I don't have either of this.
Does it have a cost associated with it, or?
No, it doesn't, but it consumes these things. It doesn't. It just says holy water or powdered silver and iron, which the spell consumes. Well, I guess I gotta get that stuff. Instead, he'll moonbeam. He'll moonbeam the thing. So, that's a Constitution save. It's 100.
They're pretty crazy with their constitution. It's pretty
Let's
well. Just
see it.
kidding. It's a straight roll. That is a 1. Straight natural 1.
Oh, okay. So it takes.
The moon just falls
Big
out of
roll,
the sky.
big
and crushes
roll.
him.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good. 14 points of radiant damage.
Oh, damn. Yeah, they're looking
Mm.
real bad. They just kind of scream as this starts to burn them. Is that your turn?
Yes. It is.
Okay. They are gonna scream and they're gonna move up. Jakar, you were holding an action to attack, right?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and attack.
Swing, bada, swing.
I'm swinging.
Now it's not reckless because you have to declare reckless on your turn, like while you do it. So it would just be a straight roll.
Watch out, that's a natural 1.
Okay.
Huge.
You see this thing streaking towards you with a scream of terror, and immediately you're like,
Oh,
okay,
fuck!
it's not afraid anymore. Yeah, you're scared. You just swing out like
No!
just kind of scared. You miss it, and Jakar, I need you to make me a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh no!
sorry.
Oh no!
You're
Oh,
blessed. Remember.
You are blessed. You get a D4.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Roll
guys.
good. Roll good.
Okay.
He's gonna hit Aguilar instead.
I'm just gonna. It's not letting me roll the actual. This should be fine right now. It's not letting me. I'll just do the. It's not. The fuck. Okay, D20. D20.
You can do it.
No 20!
Oh my goodness.
You watch as it tries to the same thing it did the rune tries to push into Jakar's form, and you're all like, "This is gonna be really bad if it happens." And he manages to overcome his fear of these things and shrug it off.
Get the fuck away from me.
Aw.
You're disgusting.
That
He
is
doesn't
that's
like
all
to
it can
Shut up,
do.
Nick.
That's all it can do. There's other things they can do, but they were really just trying to get inside you guys, just trying to take you over. It's
Trying
a
to get that
turn.
warmth.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold
You know what
on.
I'm talking about.
He was trying to get in you.
Trying to get in. Rune, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm
I would have
gonna.
voluntarily failed.
Let's see.
Jesus
Crying.
Christ, I almost spit
Alright,
out my
no.
drink.
I did too. I'm like trying not to laugh through that. Okay. Bela? I'm gonna smack his nuts. With
Okay.
his scimitar.
You have advantage because you're flanking. You have a D4 because you're blessed.
Alright.
I'll be absolutely shocked if you miss this.
And a D4.
For nat ones. Ready?
Oh,
Go.
wait, I get advantage. What am I doing?
Prepare to be shocked.
25.
Go ahead.
Okay. That'll be 7 plus 6. So that's 13.
Okay. How do you
Still
want
up?
to do this?
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Got this.
deserved.
So watching as this thing tries to move into Jakar, Rune's gonna like take this opportunity to run up on it. Scimitar's drawn, and right as Jakar manages to push it out, Rune's going to hold both scimitars forward from behind and just shove them up through the ghost's back. Which I guess isn't super impressive looking because they're mundane scimitars,
Yeah,
but you know,
it's a lot.
cool in theory.
It's a lot less friction than you were imagining, but you just you impale it, and like the magic from from the runes you have just kind of like ignites, and you watch as the thing just it was reaching out to Jakar and just lets out this like terrifying shriek before it just dissipates. It is dead.
Oh god, Rune, thanks. Oh shit.
Are you good? Are you like? It feels weird, right?
I fucking hate ghosts.
Yeah, I don't like them now either.
Oh god.
All
The sooner
right.
we go, the sooner we get out of this fucking place.
You guys kind of look around the area. It seems it's relatively clear. Nothing out of the ordinary happening here. You see there are a lot of other dead bodies, but you don't see any more ghosts. But let me change the music here.
I'm gonna fly down and like literally with speed towards Rune and give her a hug.
Ugh. Like Rune kind of like not expecting it, just kind of like almost topples over, but she like rights herself, just eyebrows raised. Are you good?
Oh, thank you so much. That was so close.
Yeah, as she'll hug her back. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a nasty hit, so I figured I'd help.
Yeah, thank you. I owe you one.
No, you don't owe me anything.
I mean, yeah, I did kind of save your life almost twice before, but
Yeah. So,
But who's counting?
who's counting? Yeah, exactly.
just shakes her head. No one owes anyone anything.
We should probably get moving before these body snatchers, more of them, come around.
You're so
Right.
right, Calder.
Good idea.
Thank you. I know
You
I'm
sound
always
a little
right.
different, Calder.
Yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
little bit of a. You know when you wake up in the morning, your voice is a bit deeper. It's kind of what's going on right now.
Oh, no, I
But-
gotcha. I gotcha.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the fuck out of here, please.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, you guys
Suck
can.
on.
Get out of here.
You guys continue on. Nothing out of the ordinary happens. You can go ahead and mark a long rest. As you guys.
Sweet.
The final day's travel. Eventually, when you're heading, you're making really good progress because, like I said, mountain ranges, cliff faces, battles. You're just able to pass quite literally through them. You're just walking in a straight line towards your destination. So it cuts down travel time significantly. The last day's travel, eventually what you see is there is a battlefield, and more dead bodies. These look a little bit older. They're further away from the capital, so they're a little bit older. But you see a bunch of Gwendolian soldiers that are just all dead. And off to the side, like of this field, you can see there's a small detachment of more Gwendolian soldiers that are alive that are just, they seem hesitant to enter. Like they're kind of arguing amongst themselves in Zemnian. And as you guys approach, they take no note of you, but you can see why they're hesitant. You look out at the field and you see probably 30 to 40 hyenas that are just out there just tearing into the bodies. It is this large pack that are doing as they've, have you seen them before, tearing into these bodies. And you kind of, with some of you having a higher passive perception, you look past and you can see on the opposite end of the field from what these soldiers are. You can see there's a couple gnolls that are just waiting in the brush, weapons drawn, just watching this happen, waiting.
I'm looking over to Jakar. Any of your relatives?
I mean, not that I've ever met.
Do we think they're with, you know who?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the first time we saw those hyenas back with the worm, but now that we're seeing more of them and they're kind of in the same direction we think he's going, I don't
Who's
think it's
going?
a coincidence. Long story short, there's someone that I'm looking for, possibly Jakar's looking for too, that might have a way to deal with our curse. But he's not a very good guy, from what we're gathering so far. And it almost kind of feels like he's trying to amass an army at this point.
Your curse that he's what? Turning people into what exactly?
I don't know. Monsters. From what we've gathered, he's trying to. It's a long story, but Jakar's curse comes from one god, I guess, and mine comes from a demon of some sort, which are those two deities that our curse comes from are apparently mortal enemies. But this guy is trying to get both powers from both deities to utilize them both and just become this ultimate monster.
I mean, I wouldn't really call the person that brought me back a I mean, you could call it a god.
I don't know. I don't.
It's very
What is he?
fiery. I don't know.
Fiery, so is he a demon as well?
Jakar, as you're trying to talk about this and you say, oh, I don't know if you call him a god, there is like a wrenching pain in your wounds, the ones that were stitched
Oh,
up.
shit.
And you kind of find yourself like falling to one knee for a second. Rune, you kind of instinctively like look down to help him, and like you kind of, as you're like going to help him, you glance up and you can see in the field, almost like a scarecrow, like someone had taken a scarecrow and had redesigned it. There's just this totem that is sitting there. You see the similar totem as you had seen in the Blooming Grove. This kind of half human, half monster figure, flail in one hand, large beast claw in the other hand. and you kind of just fixate on it. You watch as
Oh,
you
yeah,
all
just
see
like
Jakar kind of fall to the ground, like clutching his wounds in pain, and you watch Rune, like you all instinctively imagine go to help him or see what's wrong, but you watch Rune just like stop in the middle of it, and she just kind of like is staring off, just kind of glazed over a little bit.
What?
Eventually, the wounds kind of they stop hurting Jakar. It's only for like a minute or two. Probably a reminder that you shouldn't talk ill about the being that gave you new life.
fuck.
But you stand up and you see what Rune is looking at. And for a second, you kind of are captivated as well. But you shake yourself out of it. The rest of you can see Rune is just standing there, just like kind of relaxed, just looking at this like idol in the field, even though you're on the ethereal plane.
Wait, when we were at this house where the massacre happened, there was also like a ritual.
That was the Blooming Grove. That was
Oh, that wasn't it.
yeah, that was a shrine. That was like a chapel, and there was a idol very that looked exactly like this like totem that's out in the field. That the
Oh,
same
that
thing
was.
happened.
Yeah, I remember because I was there with Rune, and she had the exact same reaction. So I saw her having the reaction already before. Okay, I would go and yeah, like I would wave my hand in front of her, like try to shake her out of it.
Kind of for a second, you takes a second, but Rune, you kind of get shaken out of this weird like trance that you're in. Kind of are aware of your surroundings again.
Oh, do I recognize what caused this trance, or do I just feel like I like lost consciousness for a
You
second?
feel like you blacked out for a second.
Oh God, she just kind of
Um,
like blinks a couple times and looks back at the group. What were we doing? We're continuing, aren't we?
as she looks back and says that, you all realize her bestial features have kind of heightened a bit. There's a
Ooh.
little bit more fur. There's her eyes are a little bit more cat-like.
Are you okay?
I feel normal. I don't know. I mean, as okay as I can be, as I've been.
This curse, does it... I mean, we've seen you do some magnificent things in battle. Does things like that ever happen that you're not able to control?
Sometimes it's happened before. Yeah.
Throw back to the cat.
Yeah, just like very like grim faced remembering the fucking cat.
Yeah, the cat.
Ugh, don't remind me.
It seems like
But
every time you see this, it's a symbol, or is it a statue, or what was it again? Sorry.
he said a totem of some sort, like I guess like a statue-ish kind of thing.
Yeah, it feels like every time you see this statue, you are blacking out, like you're in a trance. Is this something that happened before?
No, not that I know of. I mean, I told you all how I got this curse. It was through an attack. But I've never really seen these before recently. You said I blacked out whenever I looked at it?
Yeah, I mean, back when we saw it before, you look at it and it seems like your soul leaves your body for a second. It's like for a few moments you're just gone, and that just happened again.
I don't know. I don't notice it. I feel like I just look at it, and then I look away a second later. I don't know.
Egler, you have like a book that you draw stuff in, right? Maybe you can make a little sketch of it. See if she looks at that, if it has the same effect. I don't know.
Could I see this thing well enough to try to draw it in my journal?
Yeah, it's. I mean, you could walk up
Okay.
to it if you want.
Is that a good idea? I think I'll draw it for now.
Okay. I mean, you're in the ethereal plane, so
Yeah, that's true. It still affected her, so I'm still hesitant.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just draw it for later. It's like a note that this seems to be what is entrancing Rune.
If she looks at the drawing, is something happening?
Are you letting her look at the drawing?
Maybe not right now. Well, we'll do it later.
Yeah, maybe you're right. In a safer
Um,
environment.
I mean, you guys know what a scarecrow is for, right? I mean, it's supposed to keep things away. Maybe it's keep people like Rune away.
maybe. Do I look different? Am I getting worse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Maybe a little more, feral, shall we say?
You know when like a
Shit.
cat gets scared and then it like fluffs up? That's like you. But like no
Oh.
hair.
Oh. And just kind of grimaces and like feels her face, just trying to like ascertain what's changed without a mirror on her at the moment, but just
But-
sighs.
Don't
Hey,
worry. too
fuzzy's not a
much.
bad look.
Yeah,
Then you
you
can
still
be as
look
handsome
like
as me.
yourself. Oh.
Yeah.
Jakar.
What?
No, you look great. Both of you.
Thanks.
We should keep moving. She's just like very like it's almost like her ears like pulled down
Aw.
a little bit now. Just like there's like a
Aw.
movement to them.
You
So
see,
she'll
as you're all
take the others to
talking, some of the hyenas that were feasting, they start to kind of fall over on one side or on their back and start to twitch and bloat.
Oh my god.
You see the soldiers that are kind of looking. That you hear them say like, "There's nothing we can do for them. We just need to get the hell out of here, or these turn into monsters or something." And you watch as the small detachment of soldiers just quickly move away. You watch the gnolls that were standing on the opposite side of the field start to walk forward, and
Oh no.
all of them are wearing that same kind of emblem, the same totem that is in the middle of the field. They just stand there and watch it happen, kind of smiling a little bit. But you guys continue on. The rest of the day is nothing out of the ordinary.
But
And
real quick,
sure,
did we see them transform though?
were you guys sticking around?
Yeah, because in character, do we know what's happening?
I mean, you have probably have an interesting idea as to what might be happening. I imagine like hyenas, like gnolls coming from hyenas, especially Jakar being a gnoll, is pretty. It's like a myth. It doesn't happen often, but it's kind of Yanogu and everything. It's like a common, kind of like myth or.
'Cause I know they're talking about them turning into monsters, but we do know what they're turning into.
Yeah, you imagine that they're most likely with all the kind of context clues, they're gonna turn into more gnolls.
Cool.
But you continue on, and you eventually come to rest. You guys take a long rest. Anybody doing anything in particular? You imagine by this time, everything is looking very familiar around these parts, even though it's in black and white. You recognize you'll probably reach Druvenlode by midday tomorrow.
Oh my god, I'm nervous. Curly would stay up a little longer than usual, and she would start, like, she would take one of the daggers that she has, go, like, a little bit into a corner, like, away from the others, like, still obviously close to them, but she would start cutting her hair in terms of she had these long dreadlocks and this pirate-ish look for a long time, and she's starting to cut off these dreadlocks and starts brushing her hair rapidly, nervously, anxiously, and tries to prepare to face whatever is coming.
Okay. Yeah, you notice as you cut your hair, like you imagine normally it would fall on the ground, but you watch it just kind of like drift off into like the ether. It just kind of hangs in the air.
I mean, it was fake hair anyway, so that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fake dreadlocks. Okay.
So, yeah, I'd kind of just want to like check in with Quarterly since she's like
Mhm.
obviously nervous. And are you is something? Are you nervous to be home? This is good, right? This is what you were.
Uh, I mean, I don't know what's gonna await me. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what's gonna happen. I, maybe I should have thought a little bit more about what I'm gonna say to my father. But I mean, I guess improvising is sometimes the best thing, right?
Mhm. Well, just you know, you've done a great thing to try to help him. I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure, but you know, he'll probably be. He needs your help, whether he can tell you that or not.
Yeah, maybe.
And here, let me, and I'm just gonna kind of like touch Quarterly's shoulder a bit, and use prestidigitation to like clean her off.
Aww.
'Cause she's obviously trying to like do herself up. So yeah, we'll just get the dirt off and shit.
Aw, so nice. Thank you.
Anyways, I'll let you get back to your hair.
Yeah, it just needs a little bit of a touch up, you know. And yeah, she would just probably continue for like a few more minutes to try to like brush her hair out and make it look presentable, and then also go to sleep as much as she can. Sleep.
Alrighty. Easy enough to do. You look probably not presentable by your standards, for your father's
Right?
standards, but you look presentable. The rest of you, anything else you're doing before you take a long rest?
I think that seeing, like, I guess Jakar is going to do a little thing of like circle it on, circle it off, circle it on, circle it off.
Okay.
He's got to play with it. I kind of like seeing himself for a bit, like trying to get that kind of like, you know how like animals can't kind of like tell that they're them, and like it takes a bit of while to like recognize, oh, that's me. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think Jakar's just trying to like figure that out for a little bit. Like gets very confused and then near the end kind of like looks towards Rune. Rune?
We'll say Rune like was getting ready to like bed down for the night and is just kind of laying on her side as she like idly looks at her hands, probably a lot more clawed now. But hearing her name, she looks up. Yeah, what's up?
Renata. You said it wasn't always like this, right?
Right?
And like this thing kind of like looks towards like the circlet, makes you look kind of like human, kind of, right?
Right, I guess, but I wasn't a human.
Yeah. But still, I kind of want to see how it looks on you. Or You know, who knows?
She'll just she'll furrow her eyebrows, but just kind of nod as she sits up now and just cross legs, I guess. Okay. I mean, if you want, but why did you grab that, by the way?
It was shiny.
Oh, I
And he
didn't
gives
know.
like a big smile, like, yeah.
Oh, didn't know if you happened to recognize what it was, or okay, sure.
I'm not really into whatever magic stuff is. That's probably more of Aguilar's thing, or maybe Calda.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know it seems special. I have a knack for looking at things that are special. And kind of like puts it over Rune's kind of like head. There you go, buddy.
What does Rune look like?
Well,
Like that?
First of all, it requires attunement, so
Oh, well,
Nothing
she's
happens.
just kind of sitting there, looks down at her hands.
Okay,
I think it's
whenever you wake
broken.
up,
Wow, am I
Oh.
beautiful?
give it some time. Give it some
I'm
time.
gonna
Maybe it
wake
just
up.
needs to warm up to you, you know?
I'm gonna wake up like Shrek from Shrek.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you gonna keep it on, or are you gonna give it back? And Jakar,
mean,
you would know this requires so removing the circlet removes the effect, but if you're continuously attuned to it, you can take it on off like you were doing. But she's not attuned to it, so it doesn't do anything when she puts it on.
Maybe just
You have
maybe
an
just need some
understanding
time.
of the item because you've tied your being to it, you've tuned to it, so you know what it does, you know how it works, even if Jakar doesn't understand how a magic item works.
Okay, so maybe just give it some time, and it'll warm up to you, and then by the time you wake up, it'll be like, bingo bango. There you go.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'll try it, but I mean, it's yours. I don't want to take it from you.
Don't worry. I just thought it
Yeah.
makes you feel a little bit better because you've been self-conscious lately about the whole kind of like does like the whole face thing, like
How
this.
long does
I
it
just saw
take?
my life.
How long does it take to tune to something?
Like
I
a-
believe an hour,
Yeah, no.
if I'm not
I
mistaken.
mean, we would know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, we could just wait an hour and see what happens. I mean,
Okay.
Do a
So
little
you're gonna-
watch, little ghost watch.
it's just sitting there, like,
So
staring.
you're gonna attune to
Dead
it?
silence.
Sure, why not?
Okay. You eventually it comes to you fully bound your being to it, and you put it on and quickly start to change. Jakar, you see a elven man. You see they have older looking,
That
but
was a
like
twist.
not,
I'm
but
just
not too. It's older looking, but not too old. Just enough to look like respectable. They're like darker skin than Rune has. Their hair color is like a dark brown that's like swept down the back, kind of like pushed back into almost like a Gale from Baldur's Gate kind of deal, like a swept back hair.
Sure.
And they don't have any facial hair because they're an elf, but they look extremely handsome.
You look like your brother.
Why am I a man?
Yeah, you speak and your voice comes out as a man's voice.
Ah!
Maybe it only works on. Maybe it only turns
You
people.
turn into a man?
handsome man.
Why does
Okay, thinking back on this,
Mhm.
Jakar, you would know this. It's very
Yeah.
particular in the description. The circlet chooses the physical characteristics of the form,
Oh.
such as age, gender, skin color, hair color, and voice. Except for size, the wearer's statistics and racial traits don't change, nor do the items worn or carried by the wearer. So that it's not.
Gotcha.
It doesn't just make you your best self. It makes you it just makes you attractive.
Uh,
So I
weird.
just turned into an older version of my brother.
No, not really. No, you don't. You You look like darker skin, like a lot darker skin. It doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could say like wood elf, like relation, but yeah, you don't look like one of your
Yeah.
family members.
Uh, well, I don't think this worked how we thought it would.
Yeah. But to be honest, I never really knew how this magic thing works either.
I mean, I didn't either. You can have it back, I think.
That's fair.
She-
But also,
she-
kind of like he takes a circle, goes like he's like, man, woman, man, woman, man, woman. You look good either
Okay.
way.
Thanks.
Like puts it back on
Appreciate
his
it.
head.
Yeah, it's just you just like as he's taking it on and off, you're just changing like
Yeah, Jakar's
Over and
chuckling
over
while it's
again.
happening. He's just like, this is crazy. Oh, wait. It's like, Aglar! Aglar!
Oh god.
Are we gonna scare them? We're gonna scare them. They're not gonna know who I
Shut
am.
up! Some people are trying to sleep over here.
We're gonna wake up this
What is
random
it?
dude in the camp.
I met
Yeah.
someone. I met somebody in the void.
In the where?
They came in from the mist.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Boone.
After seeing Boone, just immediately helmet comes up to go over the top, like full armor mode again.
His name is.
Wife.
Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? My name is Boone.
They came in from the void.
Yeah, I came from the void.
He just appeared out of nowhere. I don't know how.
Jakar, why is this thing wearing your circlet?
Thing?
with your intelligence, Aglar, and knowing what that did,
Oh
and
yeah,
not
just
seeing
half
Rune.
awake, Aglar.
Yeah.
His name is Boone Ryan.
I've got that like morning thing going on where like you get startled awake and like stuff takes a minute to start making sense. But yeah, go ahead. But yeah, eventually just give it, helmet retracts, big sigh, back to bed as I've figured this out.
Well,
Sorry.
that didn't turn out how I thought it would. Well, you can have it. I don't need. I think I'm good.
Puts it back on. It's like, oh, okay then.
Yeah, you gotta re-attune to that.
Let's adjust it accounts. Oh,
Fucking kid.
just hello.
It's Aglar like,
Go to
what the
bed,
fuck is
like-
this guy?
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, hey, you know, we could prank if we put on Agla while he's asleep.
Yeah, we're going to bed.
That's like Jakar. I met this guy in the void.
This guy in the fucking void.
Like, what are you talking about?
All right. So you all get a long rest. Dakar, you reattune back to the circlet. And the day comes to you. Anybody doing anything in particular before you head into Druvenlode?
Poop myself.
Quarterly, if you want, I can help you with your hair. I mean, my family was really big on braids and stuff, so I could like try and do something with it.
Oh, I quite like to have it open, but if you could just make sure that it's tidy. I don't have a mirror. I don't really see much.
Sure. I'm not. I'm being nice.
These
Going
fucking
through a
lesbians, goddamn.
Listen,
I'm
Go
smelling
through-
jealousy.
it's going through a stressful time.
Sorry.
I don't have to roll anything to braid her hair or something.
Roll to braid.
right?
No,
Like
just
a-
checking.
Oh,
Make a sleight of hand check. Not one. All right, you rip all her hair out.
Performance check.
Oh, man.
yeah. Just like a half back sort of thing, like the sides
Yeah.
are kind of like braided, but mostly down.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys see
Thank you.
Quarterly and
Quite carefully.
Rune kind of doing that? It looks very nice. It's a nice little like raid.
Thanks. I think that definitely will help.
Yeah, no, of
See,
course.
now you're clean, and your hair's braided, you're like good to go.
I just
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to. I just need to pick up my dress. If. Oh my god. What if Tilly is not alive anymore? Oh my god. What if we arrive and everything is on fire?
We will get to that. If
All
if
speculation.
Yeah, what they say. If you can imagine it, it's not the worst thing that could happen.
oh,
Oh.
well,
That's what they. Where did they say that?
listen, there's no
Yeah, we should
guarantees.
go. We should
Yeah,
just go.
it'll be fine. I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah,
Jakara's smiling like, yep.
yeah.
Okay. As you all head to the edge of Druvenlode, I imagine you're gonna warp back into the material plane before you actually enter the city.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
That's a good
Does
call.
the city?
Is
Well,
that-
yeah. Hold on. Does it look
is
like?
that yeah?
Are we
Yeah.
able to enter,
You
or
look
is it
you
like?
you look at the city from a distance, and you can see that there's some wear and tear. You can see scars of battle, but you do see people moving about. Overall, it still looks like a functioning city. You see, Quarterly, you would know this, that there was like sort of farms and things like of that nature. Like not too many, but there was a couple farms on the outskirts. You could see a lot of those have been cleared, and there are many fresh gravestones out there now where there weren't when you left. So this place it seems like it's on some hard times, but it does still seem like it is a functioning city. And you also see one thing that it would be very easy to see and point out. There is a couple banners that are on the outskirts or flying above this, above the building. You see this like dodecahedron like shape on a banner, kind of like purple and white banner that is just on the outskirts of the city.
Okay, so it's part of the dynasty still. It's not taken over. It's fine.
No,
it's fine.
it is part of
I
the
mean,
dynasty now. It was part of the
Now,
Part of the
empire
oh, it was
dynasty
for the
previously.
empire.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, sorry. I always switch these two up. Like
It's hard because you guys were pro dynasty last campaign, like the little
Yep.
amount thing we did. So you're like, oh, these are the guys. Oh wait.
Oh no.
That's interesting. It's still functioning, but it's now a dynasty. Okay. Well, we should just move on and get out of the ethereal plane.
Should we go in first and then maybe
about to
somewhere
say,
discreet?
If I bring up this is like an incredible boon I was giving. Is there any use we would have for it in this situation? You seem very, very worried, Quarterly. Do you think it would be worth maybe checking out your home while we're like this?
Well, I mean, we need to go to Tilly first, and to be honest, I don't necessarily want to pop off out of nowhere in my home. My father's not necessarily like the most magical person, and he doesn't really know I have powers, so preferably I do not want to make too big of an entrance.
So,
That's
but
understandable.
we could still check them out though. But we could maybe turn back somewhere discreet. I think is what he's saying. Like we find an alleyway and just walk out or something.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I mean, if we go to the whimsical wardrobe outside, there's an alleyway where we could go. It's not very busy usually.
Sure.
This is your business. You would know best.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely
guys
know the
are-
city well.
You guys are entering the city, but you're still staying in the ethereal plane for now.
Yes.
As you walk in, you can see there is an air of tension here. Tensions are high. There are no empire banners left, but the dynasty hasn't like completely filled the place with lavish dynasty. Like there's just a couple. They haven't overdone it. You see there are Crown's Guard still patrolling around. The Crown's Guard are the guards, the watchmen of the Dwendalian Empire. And they are still patrolling around, which is kind of surprising. But you see they are heavily outnumbered by the presence of Aurora Watch soldiers, which are the soldiers of the dynasty. So it seems like they're trying to keep a semblance of familiarity while also maintaining complete control. You see, I mean, people coming and going. This is a bit of a mining town. And now that I'm mentioning it, Lumen, you probably would have briefly passed through here as well. There is a very large, there's two large gambling taverns in Druvenlode. One is called the Sterling Satchel, and the other is the Cabin of Fortune. So you probably would have gone to one or either of those for however long period of time, but you've probably been through here not for any. I mean, the main export of the town is it's a mining town. It is a very large mining town. A population of like roughly 12,000 people, mostly humans, but that has kind of tipped the scales now that the dynasty is here. But yeah, you would have passed through here once or twice, maybe, especially for those two very large gambling sort of taverns. That's specifically what they're there for is gambling and stuff. But
Is there any wanted posters as we walk in? That he can see?
wanted posters? There is a bulletin board you kind of go over to outside of one of the main things. There are some bounties out for like wild animals. There's some missing person posters. I imagine you're looking for one of yourself.
Yes.
No,
Okay, perfect.
there's no trace, and you would know that they handle their own business. They don't enlist outside help. So it makes sense that you wouldn't see a public wanted poster for yourself unless you did something wrong with like the authorities or something.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, as you guys continue in, relatively things are business as usual. But you said you were heading to Quarterly's estate and just checking it out from a
No.
glance.
No.
Oh, you don't want to head there at all? You don't want to even scout it out in the ethereal plane?
I mean, I don't want to go inside in the ethereal plane.
Sure. I thought
Okay.
the thing was you guys were going to walk by it and just like make sure it was okay before you left.
Well,
And
it
then
was
Oh,
it was suggested, but it's kind of whatever.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would kind
up
of
to Quarterly.
assume, seeing that the city is in okay state, that the estate
yeah,
will also be in
it's relatively okay. You see there are like signs of battle. Like there are some buildings that are partially demolished or like have like scorch marks on them or things like that, but it's not like ruined. It is still functioning. It's still a functioning city.
Yeah, okay, then I would probably just assume the mansion is all. I mean, the little house is also okay.
Okay. So where are you heading?
We need to get out of the ethereal plane, so I also have to pick something up. I need to get dressed. I would go to Granny Tilly's Whimsical Wardrobe, which is a little costume shop. And before that costume shop, it's like in a little alley. We should probably, if there's no guards or anything patrolling that area, we should be able to make it out of the ethereal plane.
Easily enough, you guys head over to Granny Tilly's Whimsical Wardrobe. It is this small, kind of very charming shop. Doesn't seem like it's seeing too much business at the moment, but you can see in the window there are like masquerade masks and like evening gowns, all sorts of like very lavish looking, like well made dresses and clothes and things of that nature. But you follow Quarterly, who seems to know this pretty well. She kind of ducks into an alleyway around the side of the shop, and you guys feel relatively safe to where you can go ahead and warp back into the material plane. So I imagine you do so.
How many of the flasks do we need to get all of us out?
You were given
We need all
4
of them?
flasks, but they are filled to the brim. You're not entirely too sure. You imagine you were given enough for yourself, but
I mean, I would probably try to keep as much as we can. Maybe it could be valuable to sell. I don't know.
yeah, you pour like a little bit. You try to start on yourself. It takes you guys like about 5 minutes of doing this and keeping an eye out. I'll say if you're trying to be like liberal with it, or rather conservative. I don't know why I used the wrong adjective there. If you're trying to conserve it and be conservative with how much you're pouring on yourselves, I'll say you basically have like a third of a flask left by the time you finish. Everybody gets out, everybody is back on the material plane. But it's like you're basically like washing the ethereal off of yourselves. Like you pour a little bit on and you watch as like your arm comes back to color and like it's very strange. For those of you that are on the material plane first, you watch as there's just like body parts of your like fellow people like appear.
Yeah,
It's a
we can
little
pull it
silly
at
looking.
like prank.
It's a little
You
silly
like walk
looking.
in, it's just a pair of arms.
It's a little silly
You're
looking,
buying a
but
costume.
eventually you all finish kind of going back on the, and you have like
Car
a
starts by
third
just
of a
pouring it
flask
on his
left.
butt.
Jeez. All right, but you're next to Granny Tilly's whimsical wardrobe.
Yeah, I would just look at the guys and just be like, this is just gonna take 5 minutes, and maybe Rune, we could also get you a new shirt, as yours is a little bit ripped. You know, a good impression is very important in my house. I don't think you should show up with a half ripped off sleeve. You know.
Okay. Sure. Whatever
Lovely.
you think's best.
Yeah, as she says that, I'll just turn to Jakar and be like, how do I look?
Do you really want to ask me? I mean, I haven't worn like an actual shirt for like most of the time, so.
Oh, he's still half naked in the human form. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and kind of my chest.
We'll get him a
But he's
tux.
very handsome looking.
Mhm.
Oh
There you
man.
go. There you go.
Maybe we will all get at least, you know.
You guys are gonna meet
shirts
Quarterly's
for
dad.
fun.
He's gonna be like, Quarterly, you're oh my god, who's this?
Yeah.
I have my shirt on. I'm like, hello.
Hello, Daddy Courtney.
the pecs are like bouncing. He's like, hey.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we're gonna enter the little shop.
So everyone is fairly, we all look good already. So anything else is gonna be, is gonna take us to the next level, right?
And
You
we bring
guys-
a very unique style.
Yeah.
You guys push into the shop, the whimsical wardrobe, and it's a small shop. There's a little bell as you guys kind of walk in, that kind of dings. You don't see anybody at first. You look around and you just see like the window really didn't do the place justice. There are just all manner of like custom made dresses and suits and tailcoats and all manner of like really fancy like clothing in here. There's also regular clothing. There's like really sturdy looking traveling clothes and boots and things of that nature. It seems like anything that you apparel wise can be found here. But you hear a voice call from the back of the shop as the bell goes off. "Hey, give me one moment, I'll be right with you." And eventually you hear like the small pitter patter of footsteps, and you hear like, "Oh, what can I help you?" She kind of like you see this really older looking gnomish woman. Kind of has her hair, white hair, kind of tied up in like the back with a bun. Has like a little like flower kind of scrunchie to hold it there. She has these really large glasses that are larger than her like big brown eyes. But she kind of looks to all of you and kind of like adjusts her glasses with her eyes set on Quarterly, and she's like, "Is that?"
Hi, Granny Tilly. I'm back. Surprise.
"Oh, I knew you would come back, but it's been quite a little bit. I'm glad to see your journey was safe." And she like walks up to Corley and like takes both of her hands in her hands and just seems like really happy to see Corley.
She's so cute, I
I posted a picture of her in NPCs as well.
She would walk towards her and give her a little tiny hug as much as she can because she's so small.
Yeah, you have to lean down because she's very small,
Okay.
but she gives you like a hug. She's gentle. She's not very strong, but kind of gives you a hug. She's like, "Oh, I see you've made some friends in your little adventure. It's quite a group you have here. I am Tilly Bramblefoot. I am the owner of the Whimsical Wardrobe. What can I help you folks with?"
Yeah, I'm. It's not gonna take too long. We don't want to bother you too much, but I just wanted to
Oh, you're
pick
never
up.
a bother.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to pick up the dress that I left here before I left, and maybe, um, she would like dress her towards, I guess especially Jacquard Rune. Maybe get a little bit of attire for my new friends here. Before they meet my father.
Hi. Nice to
Hey,
meet you.
hello. Oh, you are quite the strapping young man, aren't you?
Oh no.
Me. He's just pointing at himself like,
She kind of like waves you off and gives you like a little like playful wink, and she's like, "Anyways, I'll get your dress and we can look into getting the two of you fitted. Yes, yeah. Give me 1 moment here." She kind of like walks to the back. She has these very rapid, quick footsteps that are just like. She heads to the back, and eventually you see her come out with this dress that is probably much larger than her actual. Like it covers her as she's holding it. Quarterly perfectly preserved. It actually looks like she's kind of touched it up a little bit here and there. But if you would like to describe what the dress looks like as she brings it out for you.
Yes, of course. So it's a very like elegant dress that you would be used to see on nobles. It's like not like a I don't know, like a dress for a ball, but it's definitely something if you've ever seen just I don't know, like more noble people scroll through the city or just in their everyday attire. Like it's still very, very fancy. It's like a dark green, like a really nice dark green teal satin color. And I actually have a picture of it. Oh,
What?
Oh.
Oh my.
yeah.
I had no idea.
oh my god.
Yeah, so I basically do her what she would look like now in her new little dress, taking off the piratey attire because she doesn't have to kind of force herself to look like an adventurer. And yeah, she would put on like a little necklace that she had there with like a black little stone in it. And even though you know by now that she's a noble or, well, a rich person, it's still probably kind of weird to see her so differently now. Like the dreads are out. She has the nicely done hair by Rune and a very fancy satin dress.
Okay.
Yes. But the
Mhm.
piercings stay. Just so you know, the piercings are still there.
Alrighty. She puts that on. You see Granny Tilly kind of clasps her hands together, and she's like, "Oh, as beautiful as always, Quarterly. Goodness, I ought to hire you to be a model for the store. You wear my dresses quite well."
It is all your craftsmanship, Granny Tilly.
And she kind of just like laughs, and she's like, "So anyway, the two of you, would you like to get fitted for something, or?"
Uh, just kind of look to Quarterly for guidance on this.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be fitted. We're kind of on a slightly tighter time schedule, so just anything. I mean, you have the perfect eye for this as usual. I bet you would have something that is fitting their size quite well. Just to
I
spice it up a little.
think I can come up with something. Yes, the two of you, please, right this way, please, right this way. She spends the next couple of like 30 minutes like looking at two of you doing measurements, kind of looking around, and she basically is able to hand pick some outfits that she has that would fit you both pretty well, as long as it's to your specifications. Are you guys looking for anything like super specific, or are you just kind of like, yeah, whatever's nice works?
Whatever's nice. That's
Okay.
only request, I guess.
She gets the two of you kind of fitted, and she's like, now these outfits, they are custom crafted by me. They'll be 15 gold each.
Oh my god.
That's on me, Tilly.
Fireballer.
No.
You
No.
fucking stupid rascals! As she counterspells, and then she casts Power Word Kill. No, I'm joking.
50 or 15?
15.
Okay, yeah, I pay for it for sure.
Okay, so it'll be 30 gold each if you want to subtract that from your inventory.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, and then Jakar and Rune, if you want to add clothes fine to your inventories.
I feel fine.
I think probably Lumen. I mean, Eglar has a suit, so I will definitely not like take him out of the suit and put him in a shirt. And I
But
guess
what if we
Lumen,
had matching suits?
Lumen
Like all
already
the
looks...
guys.
No. Lumen already looks kind of.
Lumen's a DILF, so he's fine.
Yeah.
I think his
and
clothes are
Alma
actually pretty
anyways.
beat up at this point, though.
What if we just all look like the same kind of suits that we all look like the bodyguards, you know? We're just like standing there.
Well,
Protect the
I
president!
like a wedding party.
Yeah.
I think my father would recognize bodyguards of mine. I don't think he would.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, you got new bodyguards while you were out.
Exactly.
Goodness.
Oh god.
Lumen, are you buying a new pair of clothes, or are you?
Nah.
Okay.
He'll look at quarterly. I mean, if you think I have any problems, I could just disguise myself if that's acceptable.
However you feel comfortable.
He'll
Just
turn to-
look the part. You know, that's the most
Sure, I
important.
can go with what we have here.
Okay.
He'll turn to Grandma though. Do you have any suspenders? I need some more suspenders.
Oh, of course, yes. It won't cost you too much. Let me see here. Suspenders. Let's see. Just you. How many pairs would you like?
Just a one pair.
One pair? Okay. It'll be 5 silver.
Hand that over. Give a little smile. Thank you, Grandma.
Yeah. Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. Oh, you all look dashing in your own special ways. Yeah, this is the most business I've seen in quite a bit since those Kryn fellows came through here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot how you're faring with all of this. I was in such a rush. What happened?
Oh, war happened, sweetheart. There was a battle, and the Dwendalian Empire lost. And, now the dynasty have put in martial law into effect, but they still allow the Crown's Guard to serve and protect the people and things of that nature. I mean, at the end of the day, too much hasn't changed for me. I just sort of locked up the shop and waited for it to be over. There's actually a couple of the Dark Elf fellows that came here to get fitted. They looked quite dashing when I fitted them. First time I ever did that.
Well, I'm glad you're doing well, and I hope that business will pick up with you soon. You deserve it. You know, no one is as talented in this field as you are.
Well, I appreciate your compliments. I certainly try. I mean, after 200 years of doing this, I figured hopefully I would be at least half decent at it.
You're most lovely, and I'm sorry that I have to cut this short, but we kind of,
No, I understand. You say hello to your father to me. I'm sure he's due for a new suit or something to that effect. So tell him not to be a stranger, okay?
Yes, of course. We'll do. No worries. Thank you so much for everything.
Okay. She kind of waves you, wishes you well, kind of like you all look, Rune and Jakar, if you guys want to take some time to see what you're finding, like if you want to look after the session of what your clothes look like, you are absolutely able to do that, but they are very nice clothes no matter what they are.
Hell yeah.
Eventually, you guys you guys head out of the shop, and imagine you're heading in the direction of Quarterly's estate.
Yes.
Okay. As you go to walk in that direction, you're kind of intercepted by an individual. You see strange person none of you have ever seen before. There's this just haggard old man that looks like he's almost like a war veteran of sorts. He's missing an arm. You see his head is completely bandaged, like covering like from his forehead up, like all of his hair. There's like strands of hair coming out of it, but you see there's like a bunch of other dirty looking bandages all across his chest. The clothes he's wearing, they look ancient, like really, really, really old. Older than they really. I mean, you can go through some wear and tear, but these look like ancient, like really, really. But he approaches your group and he kind of like walks, like limps over with a hunched back of sorts, and he's like, he kind of smiles as he walks up to all of you, and you can see his teeth are a little bit like missing a lot of teeth, looks a little bit yellow, and he's like,
Hmm.
"Oh, you're here. You're all here. Very good. Very good." And you see he kind of like claps his hand on his opposite arm because he doesn't have another hand to clap with. But it seems like he's like approaching you as if he knows who you all are.
Huh?
People in the street give you guys weird fucking looks as he's kind of saying that. That they just walked past.
Sorry, sir. Do we know you? I think you must mistake us for someone.
No, I know exactly who you all are. I couldn't mistake those faces anywhere. No, I have a message. I have a message to deliver. Very important, very important.
Okay.
And you see he like pulls out, he like reaches into a satchel he has, and he pulls out this very, very clean, embroidered looking like envelope. Very nice looking, completely different. Like you would assume he stole it with how like the contrast is. But he looks to you, Quarterly, and he walks up and he hands you the envelope. He's like, this is for you. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time. I'm sure you all look dashing. You all look wonderful." And he kind of turns over and looks to you as well, Lumen, and he's like, "You should take a peek at that as well. Very important. Very important indeed."
Thank you so much, good sir. And I hand him a piece of silver.
Oh, thank you. He eats it.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
I go to
well,
shake his hand, but it's the wrong hand. I'm like, oh shit.
He reaches over and he shakes your hand, Lumen.
No, I wasn't actually shaking.
Okay.
Is he still
Uh,
staying?
He's just kind of he's just kind of standing in front of you, like smiling. His eyes kind of like a little twitchy, just like looking at all of you. He's really fucking weird.
Yeah,
that
so you don't
friend
know?
of yours, Quarterly.
Yeah.
You know, people here don't really even know I exist. So, I'm just gonna look at what does it say anything on the letter?
No,
Is there anything written?
it is
Nothing?
the envelope on the outside of the envelope. It says
Yeah.
nothing. It's just a very fancy looking like envelope.
I will put the envelope aside for now, because I'm not gonna open anything without inspecting it first, and I'm not gonna inspect it in front of this weird dude.
Okay.
I'll hand it to Lumen, actually. I feel like it would be safer with him.
Yeah, he handed it to you, Corley, but then he also looked to Lumen and said, like, "Oh, you should take a peek as well."
Yeah.
Is what he said. So.
I took that as a hint, so I'm giving
Okay.
it to Lumen.
Okay, so you hand it to Lumen. He's like,
You think we should look at it later?
Yeah. I don't want to open it before inspecting it, especially not here on the open street. I don't trust anything. People here don't know I exist, so I don't trust someone approaching me saying they know me.
Yeah, if it was handed, he'll smash it.
But I know you all. I know you all very well. Yes.
Who all are you exactly?
I am just a bearer of messages, a courier of sorts.
You know
A
a man
courier
called
for
Gregory?
who?
Yeah.
Courier for many things. Courier for him, a courier for others, a courier, a messenger, a bringer of messages, a bearer, a
I'm getting more
herald.
confused by this.
Do you know someone called Gregory?
No, I do not. No,
Oh, okay.
but I
thought
know
maybe-
you all. Yes, Aglar and Quarterly and Jakar and Rune and Lumen
Uh,
and
how do
Alright,
you
Palmer.
how do you
just a
know
quick
How do you
detect
know me?
magic.
Hell.
Oh my god.
detect magic? You said.
Detect
Yeah.
magic?
Detect magic. Yeah, anything on this guy?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
He's just a
Uh,
dude.
You mind
Oh.
asking how you know us?
Oh, well, I mean, oh, I kind of mind. I don't think I should spoil any surprises.
Rune will kind of raise an eyebrow
Uh-oh.
and bow up a little bit, just trying to
Maybe we should look at this note.
yeah.
He kind of like looks around at the sky and like the weather and stuff. He's like, lovely day out, it seems. Wonderful that it won't stay that way for long. There's fun
Oh
in the
my-
air.
Oh
Oh.
god.
He kind of looks to you all, and you can see his eyes. His eyes get a little bit more serious for like a split second. Like there's just a brief shift in demeanor for a split second. He's like, "Can you feel it?" And then he goes like, "It's just the facial like the seriousness immediately fades, and he goes back to like the crippled old man kind of thing." And he's like,
Oh my god.
We don't like this old person. We like the other old person.
Yeah.
"But in any
Maybe-
case, you have a father to go see. I should be on my way."
What? How does he know that?
maybe we
Goodbye.
should look at this.
Just look at us.
He just starts walking. He just starts hobbling away.
Well, Lumen will pull the letter back out. Is this magical? Is there detect magic on this?
It is.
Oh my god.
Does it have a
You get a conjuration from it.
What's the conjuration?
Okay, he'll relay that.
Look at me. I have no idea what this means.
I mean, we can open it here on the open street in public, or we can do it when we're at my home. Which is
Real quick,
Oh.
can Lumen do a retroactive insight check? Mainly checking, was he waiting for us to open it, or was that obvious or not obvious?
It's obvious. No, he was just being weird. Like he was just standing
just
there
being weird,
staring.
okay. It's
Yeah,
not
he
like he
wasn't
was
like
waiting
waiting
for us
for
to
you.
open
No,
it.
he's just weird. He's a weird guy.
Okay,
I'd
okay.
be afraid.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, it was handed to you orderly. It's, I think whatever you think is best. Open it now. Wait.
I mean,
It's
whatever.
conjuration, so if
What's a
it's gonna-
conjuration? What is that?
It might summon something.
Yeah, we should maybe not open it here on the public road. Like, there's probably kids and stuff around. Like, it's daytime, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's there's innocent bystanders. We're not gonna open that here, in case it summons something. It's not the smartest thing to do.
Okay, so you stash the letter, and you're continuing on your way to the Remember Estate. Is that correct?
Yes, I mean, we can open it in our estate, at least in the
Okay.
garden or something. It's just safer.
Gotcha. As you all approach the estate, you can see its exterior is kind of draped in like a looming shadow. It looks like it's a very nice estate. Don't get me wrong, but it looks like it's past its days of glory. Like it's seen some hard times. In the front, there is a large garden that's well kept, but seems like it's lacking its former kind of brightness, hinting that, as I said, it's past its days of glory. You see that there's just these large doors at the front. There is a gate that kind of encompasses the whole estate that I imagine easy enough you're able to open. It is not locked. It was just closed at the time. And you also see parts of the house of the estate looks like has sustained a little bit of damage. Like maybe it suffered from the battle or whatever that happened here, except for the upper portion. Like the upper portion is pretty much unscathed. I'd say like top left portion. It looks like completely pristine. And Quarterly, you kind of are taken aback by that as well. You have no clue why that is, because it looks better than when you left.
I mean, I know what is there, but I don't. Okay.
That would be, yes, you would know that that would be roughly around where your father's room is.
Yeah.
But as you kind of open the gate, you can actually see at this point in time, unfortunately, there appear to be 3 Kryn soldiers that are at the front door right now, and they are talking to an individual. You see an individual that is kind of standing in the doorway, very well dressed. Seems to be this sort of butler, if you will. He's like a elf, has like this black hair that is like very well kept, kind of pushed a little ways back and off to the side a little bit. He's dressed in like a black sort of suit jacket with like a brown vest, a little gold chain kind of coming down from it, as well as a black tie, and his posture is impeccable. His posture is absolutely impeccable. You recognize this to be the head butler, Malin Hina, your head butler of the estate. But as you all approach, let me put him in NPCs. There you go. As you all approach, you can hear they're having some sort of conversation. You hear the main drow, who seems to be a little bit more adorned, seems like a higher stature, is talking with the butler, and he says, "Infernal magic is prohibited within the Kryn dynasty, and even if you did not want to adhere to our laws, such practices are also forbidden in concordance with the Dwendalian authority as well. You are to explain yourself immediately." And you see, as he points towards the top floor of the estate, he actually points to the top left, where your father's room would be. And you see Malin just kind of nods and immediately replies, without missing a beat, he says, "Sir Tarek, I understand your point, as well as your frustration, and I sincerely apologize for any offense. However, we are unfamiliar with what it is you are referring to. Lord Remem has been locked in his room for some time, and the only thing we have heard from him are his orders, what he wishes for us to do. I assure you that nothing infernal of the sort is happening here." You see the drow kind of snaps back to him. "If you are so sure, butler, then you would not be opposed to us inspecting the estate just in case." And the Malin replies, "I'm afraid Lord Remem has specifically requested that all visitors, Kryn or otherwise, are to be turned away." And at this point, you all approach.
Said infernal magic is happening inside of the estate?
Yes, and he pointed up towards your father's room, which seems pristine.
Oh my gosh.
And real quick, you said it was the butler that was interposing. And
Yeah, the butler is standing in the doorway. The doors are open. He's standing in the doorway, and
Okay.
the 3 drow are there's 2 guards
They
flanking
seem to
him.
be
And
the ones that approach.
yes, and you guys are walking up behind them, and they kind of pause as they see your group approaching. You see Malin looks to the group and does a quick glance before he locks eyes with you, Corley, and raises an eyebrow a little bit. But what are you saying as you approach?
At what time of day is it?
It's like noon.
Okay. Good afternoon, Malin. I would like to enter my home. It's nice seeing you again. And she does a little bow to him.
He does a bow as well and says, "Lady Corley, good to see you back well. Sir Tarek, if you would be so kind as to let Lady Remem and her Kind of pauses and looks around. Acquaintances. Pass. She's been gone for some time. I'm sure her father would like to speak to her. Now hold on just a moment.
Oh no.
We're not going to drop the subject here. There's something foul going on. And although these citizens may not appreciate us yet, I want to ensure that they are safe. If there's infernal magic being practiced, that is not going to keep them safe. Do you, or you, and he turns around and points to you quarterly, have any explanation for why this is?
I can assure you, sir, that my father does not practice any kind of magic. Magic has not even been close to being in my family for generations. We are simple miners, and even Baron Rimmon would not be interested in any kind of infernal magic.
We-
Our rich, how do you say, not richdom.
Hmm.
What's the
Wealth?
word for it? Wealth, thank you. Our wealth is coming from hard work and not from any kind of magical interference.
You see, Calda speaks up, and she's like, we've been on the road for a while, sir. I do apologize, but Lady Quarterly here is very much wanting to see her father again after being for a while, and we'd appreciate it if you would allow her to see her father again. That's all she's ever wanted. Calda is going to inspire you. And go ahead and make me a persuasion check with advantage because she's technically also helping you. So roll persuasion check with advantage and you get a d6 added to it.
Woo! That's 16 plus. I'm scared. Oh, that's a 1. I rolled so many ones. 17.
With the severe outnumbered here, being outnumbered, the 3 drow versus all of you and the butler and stuff, he's kind of like looking back and forth, looks to Calda, looks to you. He's like, we will touch on this on a later date. But I do have other things to attend to. I'm not here to tear families apart. We're trying to piece things back together. He kind of like takes a deep breath and he's like, let's move out. And the other drow nod and he just kind of like walks around you all, kind of eyeing you all up suspiciously, but he leaves. You see Malin just kind of ever so slight smirk on his face, but doesn't really break through his kind of just very firm demeanor. He's like, well, you've certainly picked up quite a few tricks on your way out and about.
Well, I see that you've got everything under control here. That looks good,
As always.
as always. Now, if we may enter, my friends and I had a long travel. And maybe you could ask the cook to fetch up something nice for us.
Of course. He kind of steps to the side and gestures for all of you to come in. As you all enter the estate, you kind of... you see, quarterly, there's not a lot of staff here. There's not as many as there was before. Actually, it's quite literally a skeleton crew. It seems like it's Malin and a couple other trusted, like, butlers, but you're not used to seeing the same amount of people as you were. You see, as you venture in, you see all manner of nice decorations. They haven't fallen into disarray. It just seems like they haven't really been kept up. They've kept up to the best of their ability. You see portraits, all manner of things along the walls. And the one that catches all of your eyes is it looks like a very, very beautiful human woman that looks similar to Quarterly, kind of posing with a human child that looks strikingly similar to Quarterly, but is a human, not a tiefling, and just kind of seems like they're just posing very elegantly together. But it's kind of strange because obviously it looks like either something happened that you're not too sure about, or somebody altered Quarterly's image to look like a human child. But anyway, Malin kind of leads you all inside, and you see he's like kind of quickly saying orders to the others, and he's like, your father was awaiting your return. He hasn't left his room, but that is where he resides.
So he is well and awake.
From what we can tell, unless we have been deceived.
Okay. Well, if you could inform him of me joining him in his office soon, I just need a second to arrive. She's like really on the verge of a panic attack.
Certainly. I'll go ahead and do that. We'll have food ready. We'll get dinner prepared for I suppose it would be lunch, but we'll have food ready for all of you if you'd like to settle in, and I will inform your father of your arrival. You see, he kind of gives a very firm bow to all of you before he heads up the stairs. Posture is absolutely impeccable. Even when this guy's ascending the stairs, he's keeping like a very straight kind of posture. Very, very elegant.
Yeah, shortly after, like, she would just stand there for a second and just take a few breaths. Just basically point them to where the dining room is so they can just enter and, make themselves comfortable. And then follow up the stairs to see her father.
Okay. So are you guys filing into the dining room for the time being?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I suppose.
Quarterly follows Madeline up the stairway towards where her father's room is. You see, as you're walking up the stairs, you see Madeline is explaining to you. He's like, things have been unusual since you had departed. Lord Remem was initially quite ill, but shortly after your departure, the room was warded with some sort of strange magic, and none of us were able to enter, nor was he able to leave. We tried everything, we couldn't get through. Some of us even tried climbing through the windows, but they had the same effect. I feared the worst until about 3 weeks ago. We heard Overmem stirring again, and he assured us that everything was okay. He had insisted that everything remained as it was until you returned. And he kind of stops outside of the door and gestures to it. He's like, I don't know if you'll be able to have any better luck, but here it is. And you could see the door itself, Corley, is like this like reddish pink hue. It's just like this faint aura that is just around it.
So he wasn't able to get out.
Nor were we able to get in. But he insists that he is okay.
So has he eaten?
We have left food, and it has disappeared, so we imagine so.
Well, thank you. And she just opens the door, or tries to. I guess.
Malin gives like a bow and just kind of like just waits there to see what happens. You touch your hand to the door, like to go to open it, and then all of a sudden there's a flash and you're on the other side.
Oh, okay.
You kind of like stumble as you're reeling from this, but you look, and sitting in a corner of the bedroom, in a chair, reading a book at this point in time, but taking glasses off and kind of closing the book shut, is your father. He looks well, looks nourished, doesn't seem anything ill has happened to him. And before you can even speak or say anything, you just feel like almost like a claw or hand kind of caressing your shoulder. You hear a whisper in your ear. I told you, Cordelie. I kept my end of the bargain. He's safe. There's something you will be able to do for me now, though. It's kind of like you feel the hand like come off of your shoulder. You kind of instinctively look, but there's nobody there. Your father kind of stands up from the chair, closes the book, sets it down on the end table gently, and looks to you.
Oh, I would do. Obviously, I would do like a bow, but deeper, like a pretty deep bow towards him. Father,
Quarterly.
I see you are doing well. How are you feeling?
I am feeling better than I have in some time, physically. However, I am quite upset with you.
She immediately is flustered. My apologies, Father. What have I done?
You know what you have done. Your friend.
Oh.
The entire time I was unconscious, she spoke to me. Tried to lure me into some sort of deal. Our whole family into some sort of deal. You would conspire with infernal beings for the sake of one person? For the sake of me? There's much more at stake than my life. We have a reputation to uphold. That has always come first.
Well, it is not like anyone knows me anyways. So, what reputation do I have to uphold? You keep
I
me
know
hidden.
that's not true either. Told me of your exploits. Palebank Village.
But they don't really know me. I mean, we saved the city. Is that not something that should make you proud?
I would be proud had you not used borrowed devil magic to do it.
I mean, isn't this kind of magic what got me here in the first place? What turned me into this thing that you despise so much? Or should I say it in your words, an abomination? A monster?
Watch your tone, Orderly.
What are you gonna do, possibly, other than that you've done before? You wanna hurt me even more than you have all my life?
And just looks at you for a moment and just lets out a long sigh. He walks over to the bed and sits down on it and gestures for you to sit next to him. Seemingly letting the anger, the authority, the sort of aura that he carries fade for a moment.
She's definitely taken aback by that. But she's sitting down with him.
What's done is done. You have made this deal. Cannot change it. I understand why you did it. And I am grateful for my life being saved, though I absolutely wish it was under different circumstances. But the truth is, this magic has been affecting us far longer than recently.
She just looks at him and pulls out the letter that she found and just puts it next to him. I know. And that is why I had to do it. I have to know who she is. She that you mentioned in that letter to my mother.
And just looks at the letter for a long moment. Then he kind of collects himself, and you see like a strange sort of emotion that you've very rarely seen in your father. It is one of almost like reminiscing sorrow, just thinking of times before. But he says, the woman in which you speak of, the one I was to marry, she is what you would call a fire genasi. A woman made of, quite literally, pure fire. Her family, the Kurats, were very esteemed nobles in Rexentrum. Her actual name was Flammable. Oh, I imagine they just gave her that name as a sort of joke, since she was made of fire. She preferred to go by Mabel. She was, and I will be very blunt with you because you have seen many things, so I know you are able to hear these things now. She was to be a trophy wife. Nothing more. Symbol to tie our families together. Increase both of our statures. I visited once or twice. It was all business. I was doing it for our reputation, for the family. But then I met your mother. On my last trip to Rexington, quite close to when Mabel and I were supposed to marry. And the rest is quite evident. I fell for your mother instead. And Mabel was furious. The last night that I spoke with her and I explained everything, I explained how the love I had for your mother was stronger than any politics or family ties or wealth. I was one of the only times that I truly did not care for any of that was when I was with your mother. She made me feel like a human person, not a pawn. Mabel cursed us. She cursed our family. She called your mother a traitor. I never knew what she knew by that, as your mother just kind of seemed sad. Up until that point, I didn't think they knew of each other, but when they spoke, it seems as if they had some sort of connection or familiarity. I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was preposterous, but your mother always seemed to have this distant look, like she knew what was coming, what was in store for her. I know now that it wasn't just Mabel that was tied to this being, as he just like gestures to the open air. The being that gave you your powers, the being that kept me here safe. I think your mother had some part in it as well.
Wait. Wait, you are saying that Mabel worked with her and she also like gestures. She is responsible for this curse?
This being that you are tied to, from what I am able to understand, she's very, very powerful. And she will get what she wants by any means necessary, usually through manipulation. It's out of our hands. I tried to keep you hidden away. I tried everything I could to keep you from this fate, but it seems she's had her eyes on you from the moment you were born. You just see just pure disdain. He's looking at you, and you're used to this look, but it's not directed towards you. It's directed towards the situation.
So, the reason that you've treated me like this monster, like this mistake, like everything bad that happened in your life was my fault, was because you wanted to keep me away from her? To save me? To shield me?
Do not twist my words. Looking at you was nothing but pain. You look just like your mother, but twisted. I will not say that I did this for your sake, because I know I have not treated you fairly.
It is quite
But I am but a
close.
man. I have no magic. I have no connections to magic. I did what I could, and obviously was not enough. This being is bent on tearing our family asunder for her own means.
Maybe it had to happen this way. Maybe I was meant to work with her and be an instrument. Who knows? At this point, what is the right thing to do?
He reaches out and he takes your hand again. Very shocking. Kind of a moment of vulnerability. He says, Quarterly, I have heard of your exploits, what you and this group have done. Even if you are using this borrowed, fiendish magic. Abominable magic. I trust that you will still do good things. Whenever there is a time to make a decision, I trust you will make the right one. Not for the family or for me, but for yourself. I'm done trying to fight this. And then he kind of pauses, as if he's looking for the for the right words. He kind of just a long, brief moment. He goes to speak again. He goes, and he stops. We're going to cut to everybody downstairs real quick.
Huh?
You're all sitting in the dining room. Snacks
This tea is very nice.
have been brought out to you. There's a brief moment where there is just a momentary stillness in the air. The only noise you all hear is just the clinking of glassware, or you guys are not really talking much. You're letting Corley do her thing. You hear the slight creak of the large manor adjusting. And then out the window, it all catches your attention. There is a sudden bright flash of blue that just fills all of your vision. Corley, you see this as well as your father looks up, just about to say something, but is distracted. In the distance towards the north, roughly in the direction of where you came from, there is a massive blue pillar of light that seemingly has no top of it. It just descends into the atmosphere that slowly expands. There is a sudden, just as quickly as it appears, the pillar vanishes, and for a moment there's silence before it is replaced by an explosion the likes of which none of you have ever heard. Aglar, immediately you fall out of your chair as your senses are overwhelmed and you find yourself clutching your head in pain as the source of magic floods over you. It is the most powerful thing you have ever experienced in your life. You see Calda, her finger burns red hot as she clutches the ring and starts to pulse and thrum with excitement. Lumen, you feel the snake around your arm grip tighter and hiss expectantly, as if there's just a level of excitement. Quarterly, within the room, there is there's not time to process anything as your father just stops like on the word he was about to say and looks over, and just you both look out the window at this, just whatever is happening, what is transpiring. And the only word that you hear in the moment, Corley, not from your father, but from a noise in your ear, is a familiar fiendish voice that just almost sounds like it has a smile, but slight confusion. You hear a whisper in your ear that just says, "Oh dear." The sheer shock and incomprehension of what you're all seeing doesn't give you time to prepare for the shockwave that hits. Simultaneously, all of the windows within the manor just shatter. Glass flies everywhere. Loose furniture is slammed into each other and the walls. The butlers and the staff all scream and fall to the ground. I need you all, everybody, to roll either a dexterity saving throw or strength saving throw, depending on what you like.
What the fuck?
Where did I walk back in?
I know what I'm. It's like Maddie left.
Oh
and
my
came back.
god.
I know. What the?
It's like
Huh?
Aguilar set off a nuclear bomb
Oh.
Whoops.
for some reason.
It doesn't work. I just.
Oh, damn it, I sat on the switch.
It's like, oh, I thought I had that in the other pocket.
I didn't roll very good.
Did it show my roll or anything? Because I rolled like 3 times, but it just never went through.
Ooh,
Oh no, I
this is
didn't.
lucky.
It didn't. Okay, I'm gonna try again. No, it's still okay. I'm just gonna roll a normal d20 because it just doesn't roll.
Okay.
There we go.
Can
No,
I-
it was almost an 18. No.
Being that blast, can I rage? Being like, oh fuck.
You can, yes.
No.
You'll have advantage on the strength saving throw.
Thank you.
Oh my god, is it worth using my inspiration
No,
to reroll
no.
this? Is
Okay.
it worth?
Nobody rolled
Is it-
above a 15, correct?
No.
Yeah.
You watch as
We're all dead.
there is as everything is flung in the moment. Paula, Cordelia, you're just like transfixed, wondering what is going on. It doesn't even seem like your patron knows what's going on, and your father instinctively tackles you off the bed, and just like you both fall to the ground as he just kind of tries to shield you. And you watch as the bed just flips up. There is just the whole room is just tossed. All of you in the dining room, the table splits in half. All the chairs that aren't being sat in fly everywhere. You see the portraits start to fall off the wall. You watch as Calda is slammed up against the wall, falls down, and then barely manages to roll out of the way before a giant mirror falls and shatters where she was, about to just completely crush her. The boom makes your ears ring as pure arcane annihilation howls through the streets of Druvenlode. And then there's just nothing. In the distance, you all look out the window as it all just ends as quickly as it began. There is a sparkle of blue arcane stars that are all that remains suspended in the sky. This looks roughly in the direction of Rexendrum, the capital of the Dwendalian Empire, where the majority of the war was taking place. The silence is slowly replaced with panic and terror, not just within the manor, but out on the streets as well. The war may have just taken an unexpected turn for the worst.
Where the
And
fuck-
that is
I thought
where
they
we're going to
already
end our
had-
session for the day.
I thought they already have this
They
city.
just
What
nuked-
else could happen possibly? What the fuck? Are we gonna
Dude,
use
I love
my
how
nuked?
Maddie came back.
wait?
from
Are we gonna
last
use
year.
my beautiful map
Yeah.
next week?
Yeah. Sorry,
well,
I didn't. We were running short on time, so I was just trying to move things along a little bit. But I at least wanted to
Yeah,
get
we're
that
running
in before we left.
That's okay. I just wanted to know if we're gonna use my map and if I didn't put
Jesus.
like 12 hours of work into that for
I
nothing.
just come back and like I hear there's a magical explosion,
Yeah.
shit's flying everywhere, and I'm like, what the fuck did I miss?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Courtney started fighting with her father, and then boom.
Yeah.
Exploded.
We're,
It
we're gonna
seems.
open up this letter that was handed to us. It's gonna be like, there's a nuke about to go off. LOL.
yeah, this is trying to
We should've
warn
read
us.
it.
It's
We should've read it.
It says here's the coordinates for the nuclear bunker.
It's just a
Yeah.
bunch of numbers. It's
No,
like,
no, you open the
okay.
letter
That
and
was
it's just
a
a Vault Tech.
That
It's
was
a Vault Tech invitation. Yeah.
representative, yeah.
Oh,
Jakar
Good
turns and
morning,
puts his
Baltic.
thumb out. This is to rope us into the Fallout campaign, guys. I'm dragging you in. Jakar's actually a ghoul this entire time. How
God
did
damn it.
I forget that?
I loved it though. I did
Okay.
not expect this.
We
but
will pick
goddamn,
up
that was
next
good.
time. We'll have to explain to
Oh,
Calda
God,
that a
that's amazing.
fucking arcane nuke went off.
I swear to God,
Leaving the
if we
campaign and
open up
Arcane Nuke
that,
comes back.
if we open up that note and it says like, send me a message in the next 10 minutes or else I blow up Rexentrum and we just didn't fucking look at it.
I promise you, it's not going to say that. I promise you. But hey,
Oh,
that guy did say. He said it's a wonderful day out. It doesn't.
He did say that was yeah. Someone's about
I
that.
said it's wonderful that it won't be that way for long. There's fun in the air. So
I like that meme of like, what happens when you miss one session? Calico's
yeah,
just
yep.
like, oh, see
That's
you in
literally
person.
what's gonna happen. I'm sorry, she
Just,
had to miss
get to
this one.
explain.
Yeah.
All right, well, I gotta go to work, so I'll see you guys later.
Take
Take
care.
it easy.
It was
All right,
lovely.
hey, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.